Hey guys, welcome to Cleveland-Moto Podcast, episode number 523. Light 'em up, boys!
Hey there, you humps.
You humps.
Yeah, yeah, our audience knows as well.
That is the sound of Shanky's being whipped.
Good God, no
Yeah.
kidding.
Oh my fucking God.
I'm gonna do my non-alcoholic drink after all you fellas.
Oh yeah. Hey, wait, is that Mike DeWine approved?
This is dispensary approved.
Yeah, well, Mike
is
DeWine's
from my-
got something to say about that.
Oh no, this is from my doctor.
My doctor.
He's got a prescription.
Dr. Vinny Boomba.
Yeah. Yeah, that's here in the state of Ohio, we're having a little bit of a problem with our governor having mixed messages. He's got a love. He's in the middle of a love triangle, and that is his love triangle is that the Department of Liquor Control has been so good at taxing everything delicious you can put in your face hole that it's paying for the roads and the stadiums and everything else. But how dare you sell somebody an inebriating spirit that doesn't have a tax stamp?
Yeah.
And it turns out all of Sleepy's little fun beverages have 0% alcohol. So they're immune to taxation without representation.
Well, I thought the entire point of passing the weed law was basically so you could take the tax money.
Yeah, they're getting taxes.
They haven't figured out
but
a
it's
good
just
way to
not-
tax it yet.
Right.
Right. And because it's a thing that you drink with your mouth hole instead of inhaling with your lung hole, and they haven't figured out a way to make it profitable for the state yet. They were like, well, you're just supposed to smoke that shit. And you're like, well, we figured out another way to beat the system. And so he's like, well, then I'm going to make it illegal. And you're like, well, that's a dick move. We don't like that.
It just
All
seems
right.
like there are a bunch of dicks that run this.
Well, it's just a
everything.
thing, you know. It's just that kind of a situation.
Yeah, dicks.
Yeah, well, yeah. There,
Richard.
Mike, yeah, way to go, Mike DeWine.
Cox.
Taking all the fun away from the rest of us.
Penis.
Yeah. So here we go. Yeah.
You know, Colleen was probably smart for not coming tonight.
She was funny. I was like, come on, you got nothing else better going on. Like, come on the podcast. We got food and everything else. It'll be awesome. And she's like, oh, great. Well, how's that going? I'm like, well, it's a bunch of dudes hanging around.
we're gonna drink and fart in a basement.
Yeah. She's like, well,
Sign me up.
but I've heard all the guys look like thumbs, and I didn't know what that meant. And
I mean, she saw me walking out of the shop. It's not. It's like they all look like Tom.
they all look like thumbs.
Aaron had to decide whether or not sleeping on the couch and coming here, and it was really hard.
There's a good bet.
It was a tough call.
They decided to come on the couch and sleep here.
That qualifies you to be vice president. I'm sorry.
Don't move his happy sock.
Why is it crunchy?
That's what we said. Don't move the happy sock. So to my immediate left, we have
Grombeardo.
Grombeardo. Aaron Bandersnatcher, Fletcher, Hasser, Past.
That's correct.
We're so happy you're here, man. I'm so happy. I was so happy when I was happy when I heard you were coming, and then when I showed up and you were actually already sitting in the chair, I was like, this is gonna be great. We're gonna have a good time.
Hey, Aaron, I'm jealous of that beard, man. Because it has color.
Yeah. I added that.
It's like your beard in color.
Yeah.
I had to get rid of mine.
Why did we stick it?
I had a beard about your size, and I have a monkey's tail. My color goes around my face and down one side. It looks like a Q.
You literally have a mono. Like, yeah. Wow.
I kind of miss my Billy Goat. Now we're talking about this. I'm like, man.
There will be a point in about a month where I actually put a little dye in this.
Yeah.
So it will be.
Is that the just for men or
They're
the Grecian? What's the Grecian thing?
No, mine is
Just for
literally
men.
whatever they have at CVS.
Thrust and Justin called you out.
dark and lovely. Thrust and Justin, drink hole and smoke hole is the same hole.
Maybe it should just be a hole tax. We should just tax holes.
My grandfather
No, 'cause
had
you
a
know-
tracheostomy, and he'll agree with that statement.
Dude, if we had a
know
whole
what? You know
tax,
what?
women would get shafted again.
Yeah.
Shafted.
You know what? Since he's not here, Johnny Mac would get taxed right now. too.
Johnny Mac's right. Poor Johnny Mac. Renee showed me a picture of Johnny, and Johnny does not look like he's having a great day.
No.
Poor guy. He's having some surgery.
Well, hold on. Let's talk about it. He got in a bar fight.
Yeah.
Let's pull this
Got
off
stabbed.
here
Now he's
real
got a
quick.
tracheotomy. Yeah.
Yeah, so he got stabbed in a bar fight. Let's see Johnny Mac. Let's see.
Oh, wait.
Yeah, that's all watch.
No,
That is so
Can
not
you
working.
not get the thing in? No.
Can you not
no.
send that to the chat?
Jesus
I can't.
Christ,
Send it to
dude.
the chat. Send
you
it
our-
to
are you
and
not
by the
our-
way,
That camera sucks, dude.
Are you not our tech guy?
what
the
I can
fuck?
tell you guys is the Cleveland Moto podcast chat So if you sign up for the Cleveland Moto Podcast chat, I have to approve your membership. And it seems like 90% of posts that people are putting up, until it gets to know us, it's identifying them all as spam. So it's like, Sleepy's like, what the fuck, man? I didn't get my post. And I'm like, oh shit, let me check. Oh yeah, there's like 6 posts identified as spam.
Make some of us moderators and we can approve.
okay.
Yeah,
There you go.
that might actually be the way to go.
I might do that.
I mean,
might-
that entire thing I reposted about not smoking, riding motorcycles and not smoking crack. That's a whole AI thing because Sleepy's been into this AI shit.
Oh, okay. All right.
I think didn't make it through.
It didn't make it through the filter?
Didn't make it through the
All right.
filter,
Well, yeah, again. I promise you it's not because I'm not busy selling motorcycles.
I get
It's
it.
because I'm trying to, get some other shit done.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is a funny thing that you're like, oh, the Cleveland Moto chat has become legit funny. It's become fucking hilarious.
Well, you told us months ago. You're like, look, I am tired of looking at my phone every 3 goddamn minutes because Sleepy found a walrus with a penis on Facebook.
It's always motorcycle related. Thank you very much.
Bing. Yeah, that's my phone. My
Like,
phone is
your
like
phone was
legit.
just like, bing, 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 bing. I'm like, God damn, what the fuck? Oh,
If you had my
always-
brain, you'd understand. All right, deal with it.
no.
It's a dark and scary place.
It is.
All right,
And so that got off the ground.
to Aaron's left.
Steve Sleepy.
And to-
I was posting the picture that we were talking about. It is now up on, well, maybe.
To be approved.
If it gets through the filter.
If it makes
God
it
damn,
through
that
the
is an
filter.
ugly photo.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because it's all bruise.
Yeah.
It's like John had his butthole relocated.
Oh, there he is. Look, there's the man himself.
Wait,
Hey, dudes.
I hope he approves of that photo.
Yeah, he has Donald Trump neck labia now.
God damn.
He's got beef curtains.
Yeah.
well, come on down,
So
Johnny.
much. So much beef curtains. Oh, man. And then to his immediate left,
Shanky
I
Smith.
promise we're going to get through this. And to his immediate left.
Speedy Pete. I think we're confusing the viewership because
Right.
Chris is to my right.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
right.
yeah.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. He's like, oh, he's
one of
like-
y'all- one of
he's
y'all's
slightly more left in the audio signature.
Since I'm not down there, one of y'all is going to have to show some feet.
Fucking weird.
That's
shrimp.
been overruled.
Y'all are fucking weird shrimping people. It's bizarre. And then behind the bar,
Tom Pennington.
holding it down tonight is Mr.
And
Pennington.
my vomiting penguin of Shanky's.
Yes, we have a vomiting penguin of
that a
Shanky's.
penguin or an
Whip.
emu?
Should we get into that? We got a big old box of something.
I've got an answer to that.
Yeah,
Tom?
he does have the thermonuclear reaction to that. I just went on a Cleveland Moto podcast chat, Sleepy, and that picture of Johnny is not up there.
Oh,
See, filter.
filter.
No, I checked my filter. I'm literally on it right meow, and it is not happening. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on back there. So anyway, I spent a few days recently in St. Petersburg, Florida, visiting my sister and her wife, and always having a great time when I'm down there. And they have a bourbon room. They have a bourbon room that's behind what looks to be like a normal, average neighborhood fucking liquor store, right? And so there's this bourbon tasting room back there, and they have the lockers and all the stuff, fancy high-powered bourbon stuff. And while I'm in there, the front of the place is a proper liquor store. So I go to the woman behind the bar and I said, "Hey, I'm trying to explain to my sister and her wife what Shanky's Whip is." And I'm like, "It's not whiskey. It's not. It's literally made of whey, right? It's made of whey. It's a cheese byproduct." And they were like, "We don't even know where we would put that." And I said, "Okay, let's get beyond the obvious shit. Have you ever had it?" "No, I've never had it." And I was like, "Well, wait a second." So I went into the liquor store that's in front of the bar, and I asked the staff there, I'm like, "Have you guys ever seen Shanky's Whip?" And 2 out of 3 people there said, "No, never seen of it, never heard it. It's not even there." And I checked where all the cordials would be, lower alcohol content, higher sweetness, and I'm there, and it's not there. So I went and I said, "Where's your Mr. Black?" And the guy was like, "Oh, it's right there." And I said, "Where?" And he goes, "Right next to the bottle of Shanky's Whip." Fair enough. So I grabbed the bottle of Shanky's Whip, $29, thanks to Florida
Beautiful.
and the no taxing liquor rule. Yay, God bless Florida knows how to party. Florida man didn't get there by accident. He got there tax-free. So I bought the bottle. In the front, the curious alcohol bag store, like the package store. So I bought the bottle, went back to the tasting room, and I was like, hey bartender, you ever had this shit? And she was like, no. And I said, well, it's in your building. It's under the same roof as you. So bring me a glass. So I poured her out a dram. So I poured the bartender out a dram, and then I poured my sister's wife. My sister's sober right now, so I just poured my sister's wife a little blast of it, and put it on the rocks because we're not savages. And again, the entire room was convinced that this is a secret method of giving more Americans diabetes because the insulin profit margin is not fucking high enough.
This is not a wrong statement.
It's
They're
not.
probably not wrong, right?
They're not wrong. But we all did also agree that it was delicious and delightful. And, we're not going to drink a pint of it.
Yeah, in moderation.
In moderation, as all things. The serving size is actually pretty good recommendation. But we were sitting there and we were trying to discuss it. Like, well, what kind of whiskey is this? And I said, well, first of all, it's not whiskey. First of all, I have to clarify to all you podcast listeners out there who opened up your fucking pie holes and chimed in about, well, it's not whiskey. No, it's not whiskey. No whiskeys were harmed in the making of this beverage. It is whey. It is whey. It is a cheese byproduct.
Do you know what this is?
I do.
Do you know what it is?
Yes.
It's the anti-malort.
It is the anti-malort.
It is. So what do you call it?
It doesn't make you want to fight your dad?
Right.
It's the Malort Narcan.
Johnny Can.
Narcan for Malort. It's the Narcan
Johnny
for
Can.
Malort.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Okay.
fucking
Oh,
There we go. A little bit down, Smith.
So,
there you go.
There it is. Look at
anyway,
So,
Liqueur and whiskey blend.
Yeah.
Blend.
that. Blend. It even says it on the label there.
so 9 out of 10 people in the Speakeasy in St. Petersburg, Florida at 3:21 p.m. all agreed that Shanky's Whip was a great idea.
these two are the opposite.
They
ends
are
of
the
spectrum.
opposite. If somebody hands you the bottle in your right hand, you're like, "Fuck you! Why did you do
Here you
that?"
go. Here you go, Smith.
My mouth will never
Put
work
those
right
in,
again.
Put those in your cam hole.
But if you hand them the left bottle, it's restorative. In fact, it might be the only thing that can cure the damage made by Malort.
It's the opposite ends of the spectrum.
Despite their abundance of yellow, they are in fact different in every possible way. They're both shelf stable. They both are something that you give somebody and they say things about, right?
Both of them make your face do different things.
Right.
Both of them make your face do different things. As a guy who right now is literally, and because Shanky's Whip is not 150 proof,
Right.
it's a nice cordial. It's a nice thing, you know.
Well, I know.
Could be served over ice cream.
Well, and when you guys got into them, you guys had fun, but nobody fought. There was no pummeling. Nothing happened afterwards.
No, it was just some gentle cuddling.
Right, like the old days of the whiskey brawls outside of the shop. That was a whole nother.
Oh man! Oh god! I'm gonna tell you.
You know, I can see in Florida a nice brunch with pancakes.
Right.
Shanky's Whip right over the pancakes.
Oh hell yeah! Oh hell yeah!
No. I'm sensing a French toast.
Oh, I am too. A nice Monte Cristo.
Yeah.
You gotta have the ham in there.
Exactly.
Little Swiss cheese.
Yep.
Little Shankies on top.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Have you
so
ever
good.
have you ever not had this experience with pancakes? You're like, here they come. Oh, yeah. And then you're like, and then you're like, oh fuck, I'm never eating pancakes again ever.
Mac
You've
says,
never been to my house on Sunday morning.
Mac says a nice vanilla ice cream.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna
Vanilla
try
ice cream,
this
Shanky's Whip vanilla float.
Sunday morning. We have a rule in my house that goes back a quarter century, and that is if I do my husbandly duties correctly on Sunday morning,
Yeah.
I get a Monte Cristo. Right?
Wow.
It makes you put your back in just a little bit harder, right? It makes you dig in for purchase just a little bit tighter.
So anybody listening at home,
I'm just going to tell
on
you
Sundays-
on Sunday morning, if I don't get my Monte Cristo, I'm not a happy camper.
Nope. And-
right?
And neither is she.
There will be yard work if I don't get involved. If I don't get a Monte Cristo, there will be punitive. There will be legitimately
ramifications.
There will be ramifications, usually involving yard work. Right?
If you do the proper ramification,
Again,
Then you get your
just
Shanky's
make
Whip.
sure you ask for consent.
So, ladies and gentlemen, and they what is it? Him? They's.
Think about what you're
Everybody
going to say,
listening
Tom.
at home. Sir, I've had too much Shanky.
Ready, fire, aim. Yeah,
Cyber trucks are rusting.
exactly. Here we go.
So anybody listening at home, if you don't get a Monte Cristo on Sunday, do better.
Right, do better. Be better. Just be better. Right? Just be better at what you do. I promise you. So it was pretty funny that I turned. So one, the bottle that got procured got opened. The bottle got opened, got drank. The bottle that got opened convinced the bartender at the place that didn't know they were selling it was like, no, we're having this.
We're
now.
going to stock
Yeah.
it.
We're going to stock this now. This just became a thing. And then the bartendress, she was like, oh, I can think of like 6 drinks we're going to make right now because it's the right season.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So being that it is the,
It's magical.
it is magical. It is magical. It's not what you want on a 100-degree day. No. But
Unless you put it over ice cream.
Over ice cream, yes, absolutely.
remember,
Naked in your pool.
remember, man, this time of the year, got to be careful. Spooky goth girls, that's a commitment. It's not just a thing for silly season. It's not just a thing for spooky season. Do not adopt a spooky goth girl thinking like, oh, this is going to be, just for this month or so. It's a commitment.
Look. I spent 20 years in New Orleans. Thanks for calling me out.
Right, exactly. Look away from the big titties. I just promise you, it's really cool, but
Yeah, just remember, you just can't put them in a closet and
Look,
walk
I
away.
did
They
not-
need complete
they
care.
need complete care.
I
right.
did not call
It's
for
a year-round commitment.
I didn't call for this Uber.
Right.
Even the embarrassing things like taking them in public.
Right. I promise you. I promise you. You gotta be there for her in July.
Right.
Yeah, when she can't leave the house and
Melting.
without SPF 1000. Right. You gotta be there for her in July.
Well, no, because that's when Carnival starts, and then Carnival's into Mardi Gras, and then into...
Yeah.
Sorry.
Fair enough. Yeah, there's
Oh,
that.
that's a good question.
That's why they all migrate.
You know,
Alex Hearn. Anybody made a Shanky's old fashioned?
The problem
That's a
is there's
question for
nothing
you.
else. There's nothing
I
left.
can do that. We're
Well,
here.
no,
I'm here.
the problem is because it's
He's still talking.
simple syrup.
He missed it.
Yeah, I don't think you need any more simple syrup in your shake.
No way, dude.
Because this is way too
I
sweet.
think
This
one
being
ingredient.
the talking stick, Tom.
One ingredient. I think the one ingredient is you take this, you put in some bourbon, and just maybe like 3 dashes of Ango bitters
And a
or
cherry.
whatever else is slightly orangey, and it's got to be a Luxardo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you
Not-
put a
not
Luxardo
Maraschino.
in there. You put a
Yeah.
Luxardo in there, and Bob's your uncle.
'Cause
I'll make one tonight.
Fanny's your aunt.
And if your aunt had a dick, she'd be your uncle. Oh, so
However,
I did ride a scooter tonight. And this is a kind of a funny thing because it got a bit chilly here in Cleveland.
I was gonna say,
And I don't know what happened.
I'll give you props. Phil's the only one who showed up on 2 wheels.
Well, what was funnier was this
Technically,
morning.
I rode too.
Yeah, he did. He's commuting a la Buddy.
Yeah.
What's funny is this morning I woke up, and my wife is of that age where now the windows open in February and there's a fan going. So when I went into my bedroom last night at 3:30 or 4:30 in the morning after a sci-fi marathon, when I went into my bedroom, there was about a force 4 blowing on the Beaufort scale. Like we had a legit tornado warning in my bedroom because my wife had the window open and she had the high-powered vortex fan going at like menopause +1, right? And so I go into the here we go. Thrust and Justin, pineapple upside down. Okay, pineapple upside down cake cocktail.
Down cake.
2 ounces of Shankies, 4 ounces of pineapple, a half an ounce of grenadine. It's fucking delicious. Yeah, it would be fucking delicious, wouldn't it?
good work, Justin.
Holy shit!
That literally
Oh
is.
my god!
You should put that on the
Justin, that's an amazing cocktail you just made.
Put that on the podcast group because
Yeah,
that,
go to
like,
podcast chat.
because we're gonna end up
Go to ClevelandMoto podcast
We're
chat
gonna
and put
end
that
up
up there.
making a
We're gonna have a Shanky shootout.
ClevelandMoto.
That's it.
Mixologist.
You did it. The best drink. People can post their recipes. Next week, you guys
Shanky
try
shootout.
the recipes.
Shanky shootout.
And then
Yeah,
somebody
Shanky
wins.
shootout.
They win some swag.
Yeah, well,
there you go.
we got swag to give people.
We do.
got swag.
Yeah.
Look at, we've got medicinal-sized snake oil salesman bottles.
Hold on. Let me get out the cam.
So get the
here.
cam
Here we
out.
go.
All right, you got your rheumatoid arthritis, you got your dipsy, you got your dropsy.
You know what?
You got your problems with your sciatica.
This'll-
Well, you know what? We've got the cure for you. It's in a little black bottle. It's called Shanky's Whip. And for the low, low price of $3.99, you too can have some Shanky's Whip. It'll cure what ails you.
God, I
Just
wish-
step right up.
I
So
wish
what
I could
we can
talk in
do-
the Atlantic accent.
You know what's crazy? Like, we've been doing all this. Like, we didn't even get a set of ball trimmers from them. Like,
It's okay. I got a couple extras at the shop.
Okay.
If you need a tune-up, we'll knock it out real quick. Yeah. We may have gotten extra ball trimmers. Yeah.
We'll put that on the OnlyFans.
Yes, exactly.
Let's
Yeah.
get back to the swag
Yes.
roll here.
So the swag bag. Talk about that, Chris.
So they sent us 12, actually 11, little airline bottles.
There were
which
12.
Renee may be willing to.
I give you these 15. No, 10 commandments.
12 ounces.
they actually sent
15.
7 of those boxes, but Chris is holding out.
A handling fee.
So
It's a tariff.
it could be that Renee would slip one of these into the box that she sends out.
Oh, that would fit in
I
Renee's
think that,
box.
that might be a federal offense unless you verify.
Yeah, we're
Quiet.
we
Okay.
get a
Quiet.
signature required.
We also have patches.
Is that an actual embroidered patch?
Yeah, pass that down so you guys
No
can see it.
expense was spared.
Oh, that is nice.
That is a
That's a
delight.
solid patch.
You know, I'm beginning to
Irish
like.
quality.
I mean,
I
you know
may
what?
have to put that on my jacket.
Hell yeah.
So these
Mid-
kind of things.
Next year's
fuck
Mid
yeah,
Ohio,
dude.
next year's Mid Ohio bar is going to be totally.
And this is
sponsored by.
even got the Stitch Witch shit on the back if you don't know how to sew.
Right.
So you can what? Just iron
You can
it
iron
out?
a bitch on. Yeah.
So we
They
got
don't last very long when you
got
iron them.
that.
That's
But
beautiful.
if you iron it on, that helps you then pop a
Yeah.
couple of
Well, that's
stitches
what I
in.
did.
Right.
Yeah.
All right.
Then we have.
Sweet.
Did you swing that over there?
That's right where I wanted it.
You swang it.
I was swinging it. Dude, I just yeeted that shit.
Oh, sponsorship stickers.
He was just swinging.
I need those for my race bike.
Yeah, you do.
All right, so pass those around just to.
I'm gonna
They gotta
pass
get some
those into
Swanky's
my pocket.
decals.
Did I put one of those in the fridge
hold
yet?
on.
Decals.
I don't know if I got
Smith, you forgot to show the people.
Oh, you got to show the people.
Yeah.
Put it in the Johnny Cam.
There it is. See, nice little Shanky's whip.
Nice job. Good lithograph. Nice. They know what they're doing. They ain't digging around.
Oh my God, there's more. He's digging in his
But
hole.
wait, folks, there's more.
A rally
Get
scarf.
out of here.
Wait.
It's a football scarf.
Yeah.
You know
Hell
how
yeah.
you would look like a real dandy?
Oh, that's 6 feet of fucking awesome right there.
Wear that, and then ride that Royal Enfield we were looking at the other day.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Same colorway.
Let me borrow that for a minute. I got to see this here.
That's got golf racing livery.
Oh yeah. Oh,
So-
that fits.
Pretty nice.
Ole, 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 ole.
Ole, 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 ole. Great. We have soccer hooligan action.
And then
Cleveland Moto.
also, as you see on the table, we
got
do
pennants.
have a few pennants available. And this is all from the good people at the Shanky's distributorship here in the United States.
You know-
so they're trying.
Oh, and if
Slow
you,
down. So they have, I think, seen a huge market increase in Greater Cleveland and podcast folks pushing Shanky. So we're trying to keep it positive for these guys because they're being generous, and I think
And they
Could
have
be their
said
only outlet.
that there is a 1-to-1 relationship between Cleveland Moto podcast listeners and every item of Shanky's that they've sold on their website has gone to somebody that the AI says is also a Cleveland Moto listener.
You know,
I completely made that up, and it'll be on Grok tomorrow.
right.
Right?
But the funny thing is, okay, so we have to tell the listeners at home and the listeners on their random podcast. They've not sent us any monetary anything. We're
Nor
not
do we
getting
want it.
paid
Right.
in anything but
Love.
swag and love.
Love.
Love and appreciation.
And that's the reality.
Love
Is
and
they're
appreciation.
like, dude, you guys are helping us out. I'm like, yeah, because we like your shit. As opposed to, we'll pay you a lot of money. I'm like, well, yeah, but we don't use your shit.
Or are they thinking like these guys need to get off the air? If we let them kill themselves with fucking Shanky's whip,
Hey,
they'll
look,
be done
if
quicker.
we give them
Give
the
them
diabetes,
And who knows what swag stands for?
I do.
Stuff we all get.
There you go.
Or it used to be in the military, it was stuff we ain't getting. Swag was stuff we ain't getting. Like, oh, the nice guys got that. We ain't getting that. That's stuff we ain't
Hey,
getting.
Sleepy, what swag?
Swag.
I don't know.
Now, here's the thing that I've learned.
People that have swag don't hang out with me.
that love goes hand in hand with viruses. You get love, sometimes you get a virus.
Yeah.
But
That's why penicillin.
But-
that is why penicillin.
when I've had people ask me, how can we go viral? It starts with some love,
yeah.
right? So if you want to go viral, one of the best ways to get viral is to give love. And I think this is a pretty good
In
example
public,
of it.
yeah, fuck yeah.
In
you
public
do it.
especially. You're going to try some public love?
Real viral.
You're probably going to get viral. Yeah.
I've heard about the and Sean's not here for all this.
He's not here for all this awesome. Right. It's exactly right. Yes, it is virus marketing. I mean viral marketing. The
Well, Sean's so good, he was probably on his way here and hooked up.
That's true.
there's 2 Mercedes parked outside of a $70 hotel right now.
I give him
2
credit.
drop
man.
top Mercedes parked outside of a very cheap motel.
So
room.
when I was single, I was not that talented. That kid is talented.
Well, apparently you were on the wrong team.
Yeah, well,
Apparently being on the other team is a force multiplier.
yeah, I think
Yes.
that is true.
That's it. The odds could be so much better if we shared equipment.
Got a point, I guess.
It's 2 points in that situation. All right, back to a podcast. Sorry. Sorry.
So anyway, did we have podcast notes?
Remember when they talked about how our podcast?
This has been sex talk and
Did you get
alcohol.
those
here
cookies
before.
out of my car? I'm just asking.
So if you're just tuning in,
Sorry. All right.
this is
back to that.
now-
So all you Shankies out there,
Right.
I would ask you to reach out to the Shankies folks and tell them
You might even
How
say I
much
was
you-
whipped up.
how much you've enjoyed their product and brought
Or
to
the
you,
result of their product.
and it was brought to you by
Cleveland Moto.
Cleveland Moto.
Yes, yes. The absolute greatest motorcycle podcast on planet Earth.
And next year we can take all the children that were created because of Shanky's.
So fucking funny. You'd be like, oh, that's cool. You were born in July? Yeah, it was weird. Yeah, all these kids born in mid-July.
Brought to
Like,
you
what
by-
happened? I don't know.
With fetal alcohol syndrome.
Yeah, it's so weird. The kid with the funny big eyes.
Whose name is Shanky. Mom, there's 6 other kids named Shanky in the first grade class.
No, at AMA Vintage Days, all the kids show up. You're like, oh, so they call you Sean? No, they call me Shanky.
Yeah.
You call you Shane? No, they call me Shanky.
Legitimate bottle kids, though, just living in dirt.
Oh, God. So much.
So, Tom, also, I think
Free more, and we get free health care.
what I'm going to be able to do for Tom at AMA Vintage Days also is get some little bottles for giveaways. So we're going to work on that.
We need to get the Shanky's Whip bandolier.
because because just like the
But we do have a flag that we can fly.
Oh, we'll fly that flag. That flag will be flown.
We let our freak flag fly at
There's a lot of room on that
There's a
pole.
lot of room on that pole.
There's a lot of room on that
Red-
pole, my
and,
friend.
As long as
Sleepy,
and the check.
Sleepy got us a whole lot of pole.
Yeah,
Let's, yeah.
swag also means silly, wild ass guess in military
Yeah, it does.
intelligence.
Yeah, it's a silly wild ass guess.
That's
So
a good thing to know.
that reminds me. I mean, do we get an Underberg style beardolero?
That's exactly what I was saying. When I mentioned that, I was hoping that the people at the distribution company were like, "What a great idea, Phil! We'll do that."
Yeah.
Right. That is
The
exactly it.
Shanky's whip bandolero.
Do we?
Well, and we haven't even talked about the Shanky scooter yet, which
Yeah.
they will be
Yes.
producing next week with my
Yeah.
assistance. If you envision it, it'll come true. Just
Wow.
put it on your dream board.
Can you imagine giving that scooter away and working
Can
out
you
a deal?
imagine?
Do we have?
Can you imagine giving away the Shanky's Whip scooter?
If only Cleveland Moto and Moto Stories hit 100,000
You
subscribers.
know,
Exactly.
if only we knew. If only we knew of a company that liked to get together with another company and produce special limited edition vehicles of a certain state. And Phil currently had a vanilla version of
Right.
that, which was a basic.
Right. Yeah.
So I think we might be able to make this work.
And you could say, like, check out my whip, man.
We're going to repurpose all the Justin Bieber scooters and we're going to turn them into Shanky's Whip
I
scooters.
was thinking about the Vanilla Buddy kick you just got today. Because this is very vanilla smooth.
It is vanilla delightful. It is so delightful.
The vanilla.
Okay, Zimbo 1212, joke for the week. I asked
Wait,
my
wait.
What?
We're getting jokes from the chat.
Settle down,
Does
Tom.
this mean they have to pay for it?
Hey, Chom. Just sit back and acknowledge when you've arrived. All right.
But
Be
I am
cool.
coming.
The rule is ABC. Elvis said, always be cool. All right. Joke for the week. I asked my mom if she took Tylenol when she was pregnant with me. She said only when she was hungover.
That one caused me to have problems. That's my sense of humor.
I heard
That's
it was
right
linked
in
to
there.
circumcision, and I've been circumcised twice, and I'm fine. Yeah. Yay! Okay.
I did ask you what kind of brand of autism I had. So
Exactly. Right. It's not a spectrum. It's a rainbow. It's a rainbow. Yep. That is all it is. So, okay. In the actual news department of the news.
Yes.
So everyone is very, very excited about Indian no longer being part of Polaris. Now, some of you who are a little older may remember that we went to the motorcycle show one year, and the Polaris / Victory booth was strangely empty because it was determined that all of the energy that was being put into Victory would be better put into Indian. So they had already paid for all their booth space for the year's International Motorcycle Show, And they had these big, beautiful spaces with big, beautiful victory things that the union had already been paid to put up. And once the union gets paid to put something up, it's getting put up. Whether or not the company exists anymore is totally secondary to the union. And that's confusing to a lot of consumers. And we were sitting there at the motorcycle show in Cleveland, Ohio, at the International Motorcycle Show, and we saw what should have been a Victory booth. And there were a lot of very interesting Victory motorcycles at the time. Some really actually ones that we were kind of interested in and thought they were cool. But the powers that be had said, there will be no Victory. There will only be Indian. And they had taken the Victory Octane and they'd taken, other things, and they had sort of said, well, the Scout is enough of an octane that it'll satisfy Victory Octane buyers and they'll buy Scouts instead. They didn't. But anyway, so the Victory 8-Ball and the Victory Vegas and the Victory Octane all got to be treated like, 1990s fever dreams that, it's been swell, but the swelling's gone down now. So Victory did get de-Polarised. We know that. It happened. Bramo got de-Polarised, right? The electric bikes, the Impulse, right? So it is not the first time that that company has rid itself,
Fucked up a brand. Yes, I get it.
made a decision
You've
to
outstayed
change.
your welcome.
Right, exactly. Outstayed its welcome, what have you. And I believe that what has happened here is that somebody made the fine folks at Polaris an offer that they couldn't ignore, that had a lot of fucking zeros after it. And they said, we're going to just have Indian be in its own brand, which is not unusual in the motorcycle industry. It's something that has happened before. We've seen it happen. Now, it is tough because there are certain things that you go like, okay, well, that was weird because, what else does Polaris have? Well, they actually have a lot of shit. So they're going to be okay, guys. It's going to be fine. They didn't take a big check and now they're going to go off into obscurity. They'll survive. Side-by-side sales are doing great.
I am
Yeah.
more secure in Polaris continuing to exist
Right.
than I am for Indian, because the first word comes to my head is Victory, because I actually liked Victory.
No, fair. Right.
But
okay.
but
yeah.
Victory Indian continuing to exist by itself.
Right.
It's really weird for a company as big as, because Polaris is fucking huge.
Polaris is
And
huge.
for Polaris to
Yeah.
go, we don't want that brand anymore after spending as much time, money, and effort as they have in getting it, is really one of those, what the fuck just happened?
But imagine if you could, after a good long time, no longer have sex with the woman you're no longer interested in, but get paid every time somebody else has sex with her.
I'll take that deal.
Pretty good deal, right? All right. And that's exactly what's happening with Polaris and Indian. Polaris is not walking away from this with parting gifts. Polaris is walking away with this with a giant stock portfolio that says every time Indian sells a bike, Polaris gets paid with doing no actual work whatsoever.
So are they? Because I did not read a lot into this. Is Polaris still doing any development for Victory? Or Indian,
So-
or is this new capitalist venture program?
So hilariously, their locations in Iowa and Wisconsin are not closing. They're staying open. And that was the biggest concern is where do people go to work in the morning? So they're still going to work in the same place.
Oh,
And
I know
their
what they did.
European headquarters is also staying open because that's what they call their design and development center. So that's all staying open too.
This was a tariff bypass.
I wonder about that.
Because
So, yeah.
if they sold it to because Polaris is Canadian. As much as we want to say it's an American company, it's a fucking North American company, but they're Canadian. But they literally sold this company because if they sell it to an American capitalist, venture capitalist company, they can bypass the tariffs and still make money. This makes sense.
Well, DJI just did that. Did you see the cameras, the extras?
I mean, well, I do want to make sure that Tom understands that he is currently confusing Polaris with Bombardier. And they are not the same.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so and that's the big thing is so Polaris's world headquarters is in Medina, Minnesota.
Oh.
Okay, that's where the money comes from.
I am confusing them with Bombardier.
They were founded in Roseau, Minnesota, and their assembly facilities are in Iowa, and they have been doing watercraft, they've been doing side-by-sides, they've been doing snow machines, all kinds of fun stuff.
Never mind, I'm fucked up.
So the question is, what kind of parting gifts do we have for Tom tonight?
So
Yeah.
this is that thing about
Jewish.
when
Sorry,
he's
never
not
mind.
the only one who does it, and
Yeah.
I've been guilty of myself, is that Polaris is not Bombardier.
Bombardier.
We're motorcycle people.
Yeah.
And both those companies are like heavy into
Snow machines.
and
Yeah.
watercraft. So, we kind of like
Yeah.
What is
Probably
the BRP? So on those machines, a lot of them say BRP in the front, right? What is
Yeah.
that?
that's
Bombardier Racing Products.
Bombardier Racing Product.
So those are Bombard. They're not okay. So that's wow. I'm confused too now.
That's
So
that
then
is
the Polaris
why.
Razor. Is it a Polaris Razor or a Bombardier Razor?
Excellent question.
That is why I confuse it all the time.
Me
is
too,
Bombardier
because
and
people
Polaris.
used to say Polaris Razor, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
But
It-
now
it
when you
is.
see the Razors or the big the side, it's a BRP.
the Polaris RZR is a
Okay.
Polaris product.
okay,
Mm-hmm. That's
And
a
it's
Polaris
different
product.
than whatever the BRP.
It
one
is totally different than BRP.
See, I thought they were the same fucking thing
Right.
too, man.
So BRP is Bombardier recreational products, not
Okay.
Bombardier
Okay.
racing products,
Okay.
but it's Bombardier race or recreational products, and they make boats and pontoon boats and all kinds of cool shit.
they make aircraft too.
Bingo! They make
like a Learjet
big
kind of
old
thing.
fucking flying jets, right? So they make all kinds of cool shit. But one thing that Bombardier doesn't make is Polarises.
I'm sure they would be quick to point that out as well.
All right. So, despite Bombardier's amazing product lineup of pontoon boats and jet skis and ATVs with 6 wheels and side-by-sides and Can-Am Spiders and Rider Magazine's Bike of the Year last week,
Last week.
It's a bike and a wheel. Buy 2 wheels. Get one,
Exactly.
get a third one free.
The Miata -1.
all of those are BRP products. And BRP recreational products are Skidoo, Sea-Doo, Can-Am, Rotax, and Lynx.
It's
Now,
a small company.
in the house of Polaris, we have. Oh God, I wish Steve Hoffert was here. One of his favorite things on the planet is Robin diesel engines,
Oh yeah.
and that is a Polaris product.
Oh,
Polaris owns Robin right now, so yeah,
Oh, it wasn't Robin like something to do with Subaru?
It was.
Yeah,
Robin
okay.
It is exactly. You know
Okay.
the connection. That is exactly right. Yes, Robin was Subaru, and that is fucking cool that you actually know that. Robin.
And next we're going to talk about Bricklin.
Yes, right. So Robin, which is a subsidiary now of Subaru, right? You know, which used to be Fuji Heavy, right? So it all goes
Well,
back,
I think
right?
it's still kind of Fuji heavy industry.
I think it might be, right?
I think Fuji's still around.
Well, but I think if you open the hood on a Subaru Forester, it doesn't
It's
say
still-
Fuji anywhere on
I
it.
don't know about
I don't think
that.
it does.
All right,
No,
who's got a Subaru here?
I do. And I can tell you, I have a Subaru in my driveway right now. It's a 1996 Subaru, and it doesn't say Fuji Heavy anywhere on it. Whereas my '84 Subaru absolutely said Fuji Heavy under the hood, and my Rabbit also said Fuji Heavy.
You're
under
just going to have to
the
buy
hood.
another sandbar.
Right, exactly. So, but anyway, yes, in fact, Polaris does use Robin power in their in some of their vehicles. Yeehaw! But so Polaris is not, in fact, from Kanukistan. It is, in fact, from Minnesota.
So as dude from Mid Ohio, Beard, I can't remember his name. The Leprechaun. Leprechaun.
He's got an incurable disease that causes his parts to
Leprechaun.
fall off.
I got it wrong, but it was hysterical. Stricken from the record.
It has been struck. The struck has happened. So, but these are things that are important, by the way. Do you know that Polaris has their own manufacturing facility in Mexico?
Yes.
You did.
I think everybody has.
That's kind of a
I think
kind of a
everybody
deep
has
dive.
a manufacturing.
They've had that
in Mexico.
operating in Monterrey, Mexico. So that's been operating for about 15 years. And that was one of the ways that they were making things at a lower price point. And that would have a problem with some U.S. tariff things and NAFTA
It's
things.
no longer NAFTA. It is now USMCA. Because somebody had to have their own signature on it because NAFTA didn't have their
I get
signature
it.
on it.
That's fine.
So it's US. I hear
Okay.
USMCA about 4 times a morning.
Yeah, yeah. What is hilarious is that, not to be outdone, Polaris did acquire Aixam Mega, which is a French quadricycle manufacturer. What the fuck is a quadricycle?
Is that the one that did the BMW R1150s as a 4-wheeler? Because those things were awesome. Like, I wanted one.
Seriously,
Mega?
you go to their website, it's just really tiny cars. If you can throw this up, Sleepy.
Yeah.
They call them quadricycles, but you and I would call them K-trucks or K-cars.
No, that's not it.
Right, that's what it is.
No.
And this is a French company that makes Oui Petit Automobile.
I like it.
Yeah,
I like the orange one.
Oui
Un
Petit.
petit.
Yeah, un petit automobile. So it's like, yeah, they're
rally
cute. They're
version.
adorable.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with it. But Polaris did buy them. So that's kind of cool.
I can hear that picture. It's like,
Two-cylinder 400cc motors with 8 horsepower.
nice.
So, I mean, a 400cc that's putting out 8 horsepower, that is a very lazy motor.
Unless it's like, does it have like a big flywheel with torque or something? So
Does
at
it-
least
it
can
must.
get up
Does
a
it-
hill or something?
it
like
must.
that?
Does it qualify to go in the bicycle lanes?
Well, their petrol version is a 505 twin-cylinder with 20 PS.
Okay.
And so,
Fucking
hey,
rocket
man,
ship.
it's a fucking rocket ship. Hold on.
Well,
Hold on. She's spooling
a
up
lot
right
of-
now.
0 to 60 and maybe.
A
Pull
lot
this
of-
picture up.
But a lot of those
Pull this picture up.
cars, a lot
I'm
of those
going to make you drive this car for the rest of your life.
a lot of those cars in Europe qualify for special parking. So if you look,
Hold on a second.
Hold on a second.
What's going on?
We're
with
going to
this
make
thing?
you drive this car for the rest of your life.
But if-
This is the car you're going to drive for the rest of your life.
but
It
if you
looks
look,
like they took a side by side
Yeah,
and put street wheels.
exactly.
On
It
it.
literally looks like somebody did take a car and a side-by-side and put them in the blender together.
now the question is, do they have to pay the congestion charge?
0 people
they-
have had sex in this car.
Can they?
0 people.
There's a lot of benefits to this if you're not driving outside of town.
This car looks like it's very excited to not know the answer to a simple question.
Right.
Oh, I got it. No, you don't. You don't have it. That car looks super excited to be wrong about something.
This looks like the Tao version of a side by side.
This car does. This car looks like somebody says, "Well, we have a side by side, but we put hard doors on it and air conditioning."
Yeah.
roll
And
up
they were like,
window-
well,
roll
what-
up windows are real windshield.
What did you end up with? Well, we ended up with this. No.
Well, hey Phil.
Oh, wait,
Yeah.
how much are
Because
they?
this
It looks like a car that's perpetually fearful of being wet going through puddles.
this goes back to a question we had posed earlier, though.
Yeah?
Is that people who are that aren't following the YouTube chat
yeah.
need these photos?
Well, there they are.
I mean, that's the question: is how do we?
I mean, it's on the screen
Yeah,
at the
but if
bottom
you're-
of the thing.
But if you're listening,
But then you
Then
go
go
to
to the chat.
then you go to YouTube and you go to our then you go to our YouTube video and you watch it and you get all the fancy pictures.
Okay.
I'm not going to
Because-
save all these pictures up and put them in fucking a
Because
simple
as well-
Facebook
And on
post.
top of that, as far as I know, there is no technology where, audibly, we can put a picture into your eyes. So if you're like just listening to that will be up to you if you'd like to go to the chat and see said pictures.
If I don't describe it vividly
I was
enough,
going to say, with the vivid description
Yeah.
you're given,
Right.
who needs pictures?
I think a lot of people are like listening to this like I'm old school. I'm going to listen to it in the headphones or I'm going to listen to it on my car, my Dodge Coronet stereo or whatever. Right. And I'm going to listen to it the old-fashioned way. And then we start throwing up pictures and like describing them audibly. And they're like, fuck it. I got to get a YouTube account.
Oh, hey,
Right?
hang on.
What? Are we Tanuki?
No, Crispus got something here.
Oh, all right. She got Chris.
Two. No, I'm
We're getting reloaded.
Oh, okay. All right. That was an order for the bar. Fair enough.
Tommy two. Tommy two.
Tommy two tones. All right.
Tommy 2 times.
Tommy 2 times. Tommy two stroke. Yeah. So anyway, but if I might, the new Indian CEO, to quell all the fears of people being like, they're going to kill it. Mike Kennedy, the guy, I've actually seen Mike Kennedy speak at a couple of dealer meetings and shit like that. Carrollwood LP is the company that is buying Indian as a unit. And this fella, Mike Kennedy, has made one major thing in my motorcycle career that I think he did that was completely fucked up. There was a thing a few years ago called Rumble On. And Rumble On was a website, we talked about it here on the podcast, where if you happened to look in your garage and went, I don't have enough money for dental care or methadone, but you have a Harley Davidson in your garage. You could contact Rumble On, and through the strategic use of photos, Rumble On would tell you, I will give you $2,300 for your Harley. Literally human sight unseen.
Buck a CC.
Maybe. We played the game. We literally played the game on our podcast where we had a Harley Davidson that we had just acquired and we listed it on Rumble On. I know what I paid to get the bike into my shop, and I was curious to see what Rumble On would pay to take it away. And the point is, what the offer that Rumble On gave us in 91 seconds was the equivalent to an icy cold boot to the dick. And you would
So you took it.
you would truly have to be financially strapped to take the deal. Now, I've had people come into my life and be like,
Oh, well, I just sold my Subaru on Carvana, and they gave me more money than I paid for it.
okay, fair enough. I get that. You got one over on Carvana. Or maybe you just got a shitty financing term when you bought your Subaru 5 years ago and you paid way too much for it. But Carvana being willing to give you $6,000 for your Subaru Forester right now with a only lightly leaking head gasket, good one. Good you got one over on Carvana. Because I know a lot of dudes that are like, yeah, man, I got a Subaru with a heat leaking head gasket, and Carvana came and picked that shit up. They didn't care. If you're a car guy, you know that story. If you're a car guy, you know, like sometimes you buy a car and the bear eats you, and the only way you can liquidate that cocksucker is Carvana.
As soon as it smells like waffles,
Yes.
sell it.
Yeah. If your exhaust smells sweet in the morning, it's time for you to call Carvana. And they will pay you more than your leaky head gasket is worth. Fair game. This is the guy that was running the motorcycle version of that called Rumble On. Getting Harley Davidsons out of the hand of people so that the repo department didn't have to lose money acquiring them. And that's what it came down to. Oh, you owe $4,000 on your Harley? Not a problem. We have a negative loss income department for that. And that's what Mike Kennedy used to do. But before that, he was the guy who helped write those shitty loans on those Harleys because he was with Harley Davidson for a long time before that.
So
the motherfucker knows motorcycles is what I'm
those
trying
of
to
us
say.
that have been around more
Yeah.
than 20 years
Yeah.
understand subprime loans.
Yeah,
and this is what we're talking about.
This is what we're talking about. And so the point is that unlike being handing the keys into a guy who's in charge of a sneaker empire or figured out a way to make Diet Coke taste less bad and doesn't really give a shit about motorcycles, at least in this particular situation, Indian is being run by a guy who understands the workings of a motorcycle company. So, yay, that's cool.
So how's this going to affect their bagger racing?
They're not going away.
So
as a consumer, you should only be concerned with one thing.
there you go.
Does it go away? Right? Because you might someday like to buy an Indian.
Yeah.
And the quality and stuff stay the same.
Consistently.
Well, you had the one Indian that I would have bought, and you sold it before I could ride
FTR.
it. So
Guess what? Because it was cool.
it was
Right. So if it would have hung around for 18 months like the average big V twin that we have in the shop,
Right.
then we know it wasn't cool.
Right.
But the fact that that thing showed up and disappeared in the
God,
same week.
before I could change the tires on it, it was gone.
Hey,
You're talking
Tom,
about FTR,
Tom,
right? Yeah.
What's that?
You know how you cash paychecks? Phil has to sell bikes so you can have paychecks.
Hey, Sleepy, I'm going to tell you what Phil told me about 2 weeks ago.
if they don't go away.
Do you know how I cash checks? I have to turn a wrench first.
Right.
Because
That's the chain.
now,
Right, that's the chain.
It's the exact opposite of what
Right.
you think it is.
It is. It is. I promise you right now, if you're a motorcycle shop in America, and I just found out about another one that went out of business today, right now, if you're a motorcycle shop in America, you are no longer a retail store. You have had to re-identify as a service center.
I am the moneymaker.
You are. Absolutely.
And that's
Absolutely.
and I'm not like rubbing anybody's nose in it, but
No, but it's totally true.
it's one of those things I'm
I
like-
promise you, it is 100% true.
Tom, have a drink.
Yeah, have a drink, Tom. Buy yourself a drink.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Put the
But
Coke down.
That is every single shop in America right now that we're talking to, because they're like, motherfucker hadn't come into my shop and bought shit in a while. There is nobody saying like, oh, I got extra 9 or 10 large hanging around, I want to buy a bike. Or even in my world, 3 or 4 large don't want to buy a bike. But meanwhile, that thing they bought 5 years ago, in order for it to go down the street, proceed gaily forward, it needs service. So that makes Tom more important.
I went to buy some guitar strings and mandolin strings the other day, and I thought of you for a minute because I hadn't been to a store for a while. I've just been
retail
ordering them,
experience.
So I walked in, and they're hurting so bad. they were sucking my dick because I was buying strings. Because they're like, you're buying something. But here's the funny part. And this is what made me think of you. You know how you're like appointment only. Nobody's taking out bikes. Fuck you guys. Come know and whatever. Unfortunately, their business is so bad that their CEO said, unlock everything. So now
Stairway to Heaven for all my friends.
there are 7,000 kids between the ages of 17 because they're old enough where they're allowed to do it, but they're still like a kid.
Yeah.
So now
is this a Guitar Center?
Yeah.
I
So-
might go in there and just try out some
Oh,
pianos.
dude. So I walk in, right? Because before, back in the day, everything would be completely locked.
Oh,
right?
totally locked
I
up.
walked in the fucking acoustic room, and I'm
Right.
like, oh, let me try that $29,000 D28. Whoosh, no problem. I'm fucking playing away. Yeah,
God
dude.
damn.
But anyway, so I became one of the kids making noise, too.
How our
But
standards
anyways,
have
I was just like,
changed.
man, it's completely opposite.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
so
totally
that
changed.
industry has gone completely opposite of
Will
what
they-
you
will-
were dealing with.
Will they let you play Stairway to Heaven now?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, you can play where the fuck you want now. Yeah, that's it. Right.
Dude,
Don't make me point at the sign.
Yeah.
right now, if you even think you smell like money, they will welcome you through the door.
I have my door is still locked. Don't get me wrong. And we had a podcast listener come by the other day. We opened up the door for him. We hung around after hours
yeah,
because
yeah.
he's a super nice guy
Nice
from
guy.
New Hampshire. Super nice guy. And anyway,
And that is, if you come by anywhere near Cleveland and you show up.
you show up. We'll give you shit.
Yeah.
It's fine. He bought a T-shirt. You know,
As a longtime Clevelander, Tom can speak from experience.
If you show up in New Orleans, I would fucking
I was
take
gonna
you
say,
to Clessie's and
y'all fucking
and Tubes.
y'all just ignored the fact that we hadn't heard the signature line in a while, and you got confident, you got comfortable, and you had to try to bust him out on it.
Right.
And now he set us back 6 months. Now we're going to hear about New Orleans for the next fucking 6 months, all through the silly season. Yeah, some whole Catholic Catholic parades and shit. All right. So, if I might, okay, because we do love to cover some news stories in our podcast, what the fuck is Triumph all about? Triumph is like, I've got 29 new models. And Triumph America's like, hold my beer and watch this. I've got 35 new models. Okay, guys, we're all kind of, in case you haven't looked around, we're all kind of being a little careful with our wallets these days. We're all kind of being like, hey, honey, maybe cut it down to one trip to Aldi this week, right? Nobody out here is like, no, get the butter pecan. No, they're just getting the tiger, put a tiger in your tummy, the vat of vanilla ice cream.
Yeah, it's not vanilla.
Right.
But that stuff's all been in the pipeline for 4.5 years, so they're kind of,
Committed.
Yeah,
They're
so
committed.
At this,
And
unless they just strangle it in the bassinet and
at,
just say we're not bringing it out
Do
this
you
year.
think, what do you think? So I was,
that was
well, we thought it was a good time for you, Thruxton 400, but,
Wait.
well, just pet the rabbit. Just pet the bunny.
Well-
just pet the bunny.
okay.
I was trying to-
since we're going there, to be fair,
Yes,
Greg, here, drag it. Here, take it from the emu. Some of the emu here.
A drink right out of the ostrich's mouth. Drink literally. The shankies
So,
just regurgitated.
to
so
be fair-
I've got a story on that
Yeah,
as
yeah,
far
please.
as the
Fire away. Yeah, good.
is it an emu or is it an ostrich?
I think.
So the guy says it was originally an ostrich,
Yeah, the story is an ostrich.
but when they were trying
however-
to put up displays, the stuffed ostriches were far too tall, so they went with a small stuffed emu in certain displays, and that's where it became confusing.
It was all a result of shipping.
Left hand. Left hand.
So,
They hitched
so
it.
it can be either. You're correct if you guess ostrich or emu.
Right. Okay.
And
Fair
then,
enough.
And then you get to
The shankies.
Shanky
Shankies where?
hitched his wagon to it right there.
Yeah, right. He's got his sulky hook. His sulky hook. Somebody didn't know what a sulky was. Yeah. And I was like, it's a sulky, and they're like, what the fuck is a sulky?
Yeah.
And I was like, it's
For
the
a
thing
trotter.
you put behind a horse.
Yeah.
Right.
The
And I'm like,
trotters.
it's the thing that goes behind the horse. And they were like,
because everybody was talking about the whip earlier, and I was like, well, I'll just run and get a sulky whip. And I was like,
Again.
because
if you don't have a sulky, you don't need a whip.
Right.
Because, whipping a horse while you're sitting on it is just a dumb move.
Yeah.
You're the first thing to leave the horse at that point. You watch a horse try to get away from a sulky, it's just a faster horse. Yeah. Fair enough. I approve.
So
Okay.
I did a whole bunch of research trying to
a
find
whole bunch.
like I mean, as much as I could today while trying to work.
Metric shit ton.
But like, I tried to figure out like what do they mean by new models? Like, are they completely new models? Are
Right,
they,
right. Are they going to?
Yeah, and like,
Right.
What is the
and
criteria?
I can't.
Are they releasing the Triumph Vigoda?
Yeah, or like
Right.
is
Or
it
the
these
Abe.
updates? Are they new paint colors so it's a new model because it's
Right.
the whatever? And they can't find anything. So it's like think of, like 35 new model. What does
Yeah.
that mean?
I'm glad you asked.
Yeah.
That leads me to the next statement. First of all, somebody goes, "It's Triumph. How big is Triumph really?" Well, hold my Guinness and watch this shit. Because Triumph, it turns out, has experienced a 136% growth since 2019. Not since the thing they removed from John's neck has anything grown that much since 2019. It is literally 136% growth in 6 years. If any company were to grow literally 136%, you'd be celebrating. You'd be super happy about it. Or you'd be like KTM and just spend more money, right? So,
They also had 4,700 different models.
believe me, that's why we're not a KTM dealer. So here's what's fucking hilarious. I didn't know this. 68 different countries. If you asked me to name 68 different countries right now, I couldn't. I'm not going to lie to you. I mean, I could probably name 23 countries and be okay with that, right? But I'm going to get into like Turkmenistan and shit like that. I'm just going to go off the rails, right? Slobovia is not a real country. And like there's a bunch of places that don't exist, but there's 68 countries. They have 950 dealers in 68 countries. Now, their sales numbers are still a small pimple on Bajaj's ass, but they're a hell of a lot higher than they were 10 years ago and before Mr. Bloor got involved, when they were literally selling 4 motorcycles a year. So that's a big change. I mean, that's a big fucking change. Now, their marketing campaign is called True Originals Never Settle. Even when they go back to the people they formerly enslaved and have them build their motorcycles for them, thank you, India, very much. That's what's happening. And I think that a lot of these motorcycles... Did you literally say make him sound whiter?
Is this now? Are we going to do one of those voice things?
That
where
was
you push the
literally
button?
me talking, and I said something even whiter than I normally sound.
I was just trying to turn on the super
You had it
chat.
set for Woolworths.
No, I'm trying to get into the thing. For some reason, the super chat is off.
You had it set for grilled cheese.
What is
yeah.
this? What
Well,
is-
that's cool.
what
Well, I'll
is-
let you work on that.
What is
I don't
Super
think I can
Chat?
get
Super
it.
Chat's where people can send us money to hear their name on the thing.
I've never set it up, so I don't know.
Oh, we
why-
don't?
I mean, it's always just been there.
I know, but
Yeah,
I guess.
so-
I mean, I think the money's ending up in our pocket.
I mean,
don't
now,
know.
now on the one hand,
I've never followed it.
on the one hand, Swear Engine is in the chat.
Swear engine.
On the other hand, yeah, I haven't seen anybody
Swear
send us
engine.
any money. So
Swear engine.
To be fair,
To
be
be fair.
fair.
But so the biggest thing is they're going to talk about 22. They're going to talk about 22 reveals, 22 bike reveals outside of the ones that are already there, like the 400 Thruxton and that kind of fun stuff.
it's the Ugandan special.
Well, they're also saying their next announcement. God, Phil, speak. The next announcement on the 28th of October will be to launch a new model, quote, made to upstage. Now, we have attended these Triumph launches. We have seen some of these items. Now, some of these items got our goddamn attention, like the new Triumph Tiger 800. Like, that was a beautiful bike, and it was super cool, and it was great. The Elvis Presley Rocket 3 was a bit of a stretch. Again,
Most people that care about Elvis are probably dead.
most people that care about Elvis might not be buying a Rocket 3.
True.
But again, some people are going to get excited about collectible anything. I get it. That's fine. So but my point is, it's probably going to be a little from column A and a little from column B. That's cool. But I think that when you say things like the Tiger Sport 800, that was a launch, man. Like, that was a fucking launch. We were there. It was a launch. That bike was different. That bike was cool. That bike was worthy of having a fucking piece of fucking nylon sheet draped over it and be like, ta-da!
And the strippers were top notch.
They were great. Exactly. So worth every penny. But now we also talk about there's going to be some electric youth motorcycles. Now, in case you don't know the phrase electric youth and motorcycle, you should automatically be thinking Razor. Electric youth
I was thinking
motorcycle.
Lime myself.
You could be thinking Lime too,
Yeah.
but youth means
Ah.
you can't ride it.
Yeah.
So if it says youth, that means no Tom.
Yeah.
Right? So it's going to be little. It's going to be tiny. Now, there could be a lot of those. There could be 18 of those.
I think I heard 5.
Right. So that covers a big swath of their world. So keep in mind, there could be a lot of that shit
I think
happening.
there's 4 dirt bikes.
Yep.
Well, I mean, visiting
yeah.
BMW World, they had the tiny little electric, almost like Cushman push
Yeah.
thing. So
Right.
yeah,
It counts. It counts.
It
you
is.
You check the box for being a new one.
you know what the best part is?
Oh.
We're not a Triumph dealer, so you don't have to carry 47 bikes.
And well, and this is the point. I mean, after speaking to a local Triumph dealer,
Yeah.
a friend of mine who's a Triumph dealer, they were like, so I just want you to understand that in a time of recession, in a time of decreased motorcycle sales
Depression, let's just say,
across the
depression.
board, depressed motorcycle sales across the board,
Yeah.
when my friend who's a dealer of such things says, okay, well, I just got done paying for a $135,000 sign package that I didn't have an option.
So fuck that shit.
Okay, but that's business, dude.
No, fuck that shit.
No, there's somebody else that will take your Triumph franchise.
Right.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like,
And I'm just going to pay. I'm going to put it as nicely as I fucking can. My friends who have Triumph franchises, Triumph is the only one paying the bills right now.
Right.
Did I just mention that they went up in sales 146%? Do you remember last week when I read you with MIC numbers and nobody went up 146%? Everybody was down 35 or 40 or 50%. Triumph's the only one paying the bills.
you
So
know-
if Triumph waves their big dick at you and says, you need to give me 150K because our signs are blue now, and you need to do that, you're going to do it. And when Triumph says we need about $750,000 on your flooring right now because we decided to introduce 22 new bikes, and you're going to put them in your store because we said so.
do you know what all this is proof of? So Harley Davidson's sitting there looking over at Triumph, and they're like, man, what did they do? And you know what they did? Is that they appealed to the younger kids and the younger generation. Every young kid that I've seen pull up somewhere, like on a real bike, where like they've bought, not like a beater or something like that, but like, you know, hey, you know, you're riding with guys with all good bikes or whatever. It'll be a kid on a Triumph. Anybody that's under 40 years old is on a Triumph.
Yeah.
The bobbers, the T120s,
Jesus
the
Christ.
things, all the stuff.
What goes
the
past my
Dan's
shop
bikes.
every day, I've got 2 bikes that are brand new bikes that go past my shop every day. I can tell you what they are. They're Triumph 400s and they're Royal Enfields.
Yep.
And those are the 2 companies that are selling bikes, and we were vindicated by that belief when we read the numbers from MIC last week. So when we read the MIC numbers, it exactly spoke truth to power.
But Harley's still going, I don't understand what they can
Well,
do.
I
This
mean-
it's,
Yeah, okay.
you know,
Yeah, that's fine. That doesn't shock any of us.
No.
Right?
Is that growth sustainable though? I mean, they went up 146%.
SKTM,
No.
227,000 bikes they couldn't sell.
Absolutely not.
You know? So
There
is it
will
growth
be-
sustainable? If nobody has money to buy your sexy new $52.99 400cc motorcycle,
Yeah.
if you can't even get that guy financed, then that bike's not going to move. And that bike's going to sit on your flooring way too long, and you're going to end up giving it away and losing your 11% profit margin. And you're going to be in the same position you were if you wouldn't have sold the cocksucker. And that's one of the hardest things ever. Says, what about getting parts on week 3 of 10 days? Yeah, on week 3 of 7 to 10 days to get a valve cover gasket from Italy. You are not lying, my friend. So what's happening right
Hey,
now?
wait. Johnny Mac has fallen asleep in the chat. sorry. We'll get back to the parts question. But Johnny Mac has officially fallen asleep in the chat.
Okay, it's very simple. Tariffs are real, tariffs exist, and tariffs fuck everything up. So whatever you have, I don't care what you're ordering. If you're ordering a fucking stiletto from ABC Knife Company in Milan, Italy, and you want to have a fancy Italian switchblade, that fancy Italian switchblade, when it gets put in the box and shipped to America, they need to tell America where the steel came from
Yes.
and where the handles came from.
And the plastic came from on the handle of the.
ask Aaron about that. He had to deal with this
Yeah.
just
With
recently.
My pumps that came in, all the
So tell
aluminum.
us.
They
Yeah,
wanted,
tell
they
us.
wanted to know where the whole thing came from. They wanted to know the metallurgy of the aluminum, where it was smelted at, and where it was cast at.
So if anybody's listening that doesn't know, Grombirdo makes the pumps, so he makes modified oil pumps for Honda Groms and stuff. So when you do the wheelies, the oils can get to the engines.
Yeah.
not
So-
saying that Honda didn't build it right. We're just saying he
Right.
fixed it.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
fixed it.
Well, they never intended the Grom to do wheelies the way that people are doing wheelie. Because customized wise, Groms have become one of the most customized bikes ever.
Yeah, oh yeah, it's crazy.
So talk about that. Being serious.
Yeah.
Let's go. You're
They-
here. Let's go.
Yeah, people customize them.
Look.
And
Run with
and
this.
I appeal to the market that stunts them.
Hey, look.
And
Hey,
I
look.
fix the pumps so that they don't screw up their engine when they do that.
Yeah, so I was just gonna say that because, like, you know, if somebody knew why you were dealing with metal, that was my point. of
Yeah,
pointing that out.
the metal that's
so,
made. The
so
pumps
now
are
you
made
got
of.
some pumps that came in, and what happened?
I had to go through, and FedEx wanted to know the most ridiculous stuff about the aluminum specifically, where it was smelted, what country it came from, the metallurgy of the aluminum, and all this other kind of crap.
Oh man! And so, like, and what? So, like, and if it didn't meet what standard, did it raise the percentage?
I don't know
or
if
something?
they wanted to know so that they could get me a certain tariff. If it was like, I think they just hit me for Japan because it all came from Japan. But they wanted to know specifically throughout the whole manufacturing process. I think what countries were involved, maybe,
Okay.
so they could hit me with a different percentage on the tariff, maybe.
And then you said every couple of weeks it's been changing, right?
Yeah, every time I've ordered, it's been different as far as what they've been charging me.
And it's what, and you're paying for that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Huh.
And then
Interesting.
I ate it the first time, but this last time I'm like, screw that. I can't afford to.
So the prices went up a little bit. So you had to charge your customers more.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, Aaron, I got a question. So,
Yeah.
how are they confirming where?
I don't know.
So you could say it
That's
was
what I
made
did.
right in Cleveland.
Came from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Well,
Alcoa.
well, it's shipped from Japan, so I'm just like, it's all from Japan, and they're all Japanese manufacturers.
So what do they do? So it comes in and they held it where? Like, did they held it at
FedEx
FedEx?
held it.
So they
Yeah.
actually held it there.
Yeah. It
And
made
so
it
what,
into the
So what
country.
happens? So you don't get the package, but they send you a notice, and then you get like a bill or something.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. The first couple times, and then the last few times, I get the product, and then sometimes it's been like 3 weeks, and then all of a sudden I get hit with it.
Oh
I
man.
have no idea what it is.
Oh, so you already had the product,
Yeah.
and then you're getting billed later.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
fuck
Once
that.
it's here.
Oh man. And then was there any delays getting the stuff? Did it throw you off at all with all the stuff?
This
going
last time it made it to Hawaii, and then all of a sudden I got flagged, and it was every time it comes in, it's different. But like this time, they said they had to contact the shipper, and then it was like another couple of days, and then they sent me some other thing, some form I had to fill out. It was mainly based. They wanted to know, I think, what part of the market I was using the stuff. It was all like
Wow, they're getting down to
DOT stuff.
specifics like that.
It's crazy, yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Wow, that's crazy. And you never had this happen before ever.
No, not at all.
So this is a whole new aspect of your business now.
Yeah.
Damn, that
Yeah,
sucks.
it just got dumped this year. Well, in the last few months or so.
Wow. All right. Well, that shit, yeah, it takes its toll. So these guys are back here making something. I don't know what's going on. There's like,
that actual old fashioned.
oh,
Oh,
they're making
making
an
it
old
old-fashioned.
fashioned. I'm sitting here talking to Aaron, and there's like construction going on. They're like,
Building drinks, man.
okay.
So they're making something, all right?
There is a bar.
Making a lot of noise.
Sorry.
He needs to pimp. Look, he's on the podcast.
Just trying to make
He
a-
should pimp his product.
He can't. He has so many orders he can't even fill them right now.
But I do want to talk about
stuff
this
sells
because
itself.
this is this delay that we're talking about, and this is
Yeah.
what everyone's complaining. And the answer is the playing field's not level.
Right.
And so we've had our dealers consistently say, in American Motor Scooter Association, our dealers are saying, is there any way, when we're dealing with a multi-billion-dollar company, we're dealing with a company that sends us a lot of stuff, I just want to know, this is my thing, I'm going to order a tire from you, one fucking tire. I'm going to order a tire from you, but that tire now, because the tire came out of Europe, there's a 15% tax. But the tire was made in China, so there's a 60% tax. And how are we legally stacking taxes? And then somebody goes, well, it's not a tire now. Now it's an exhaust system. So it's one exhaust system for a single cylinder bike. So this is a $400 exhaust system. The silencer is made of aluminum. The pipe is made of steel. And now they need somebody to tell us where the steel came from. Where did the ore originate? Where was the smelting process done? Where did all of these things happen? And meanwhile, these are answers nobody can give. Nobody can give the answers. And you can lie, but it won't make your parts leave customs any faster. And what's going to happen is we have been there where you're like, okay, my shit arrived. Well, you don't realize it, but my shit arrived. My shit arrived is literally, you're like, this is cool. I can build that bike now. I got that bike on the lift.
Yeah.
My parts arrived. I can get that bike off the lift now. So you're like, okay, hey, Bob, you owe me $400 for that pipe to get it off the lift. We're going to charge you 2 hours of labor. So now you owe me $640 to get that pipe off the lift, or that bike off the lift. He says, great. It's been there for fucking 6 weeks, asshole. I'll give you the $640 just to get my fucking bike back. He gives you the $640. The bike leaves. You get a letter a week later from UPS or FedEx or whoever it is saying, BT Dubs, somebody decided that the aluminum that was in your pipe came from some province of China, and that the steel that's in your pipe came from some province of India. So now you owe us $250 in back rent. You owe us $250 in back taxes. Don't pay it. They'll get you because you have taxes every year. They will get your fucking money with fees and fines and dues and everything else. You don't want to stare down the barrel of that machine. So what do? You write a fucking check, rub your neck, and make it all go away, right? So now, dude got his bike back at $640, but now you're straight up $650 into the deal, or $700 into the deal. You just lost $100 on that guy. And he's pissed. Did I mention he was pissed?
Yeah.
He's still pissed. So you still get a 1-star review. You lost $100, and he's angry. Well done. Do you want to stay in business? No, you don't. What do you want to do? You want to go work construction. Go build a fucking house, right? With the other felons, right? You can do that. This is what we're experiencing with these tariffs. Mm-hmm. And this is all just a tax. That's all just what it is. The reddest hat MAGA motherfuckers who walk into my shop are finally starting to get the memo that this is a tax.
If they had called it a value-added tax the same way as Europe, it'd been fine.
Well, it is a punishment.
And
so
We got a question for
Yep.
Aaron.
Yes.
Scott does.
He says, Aaron, do I need to upgrade the oil pump if I'm an old man that doesn't stunt?
No, you do not.
You're good.
how much of the day do you spend at 12 o'clock?
Yeah.
But you know, that's the thing, is since Groms are your thing, it's in your name.
Yep.
That's always the question is what do you recommend for a Grom? I mean, you're here, pimp your shit.
I recommend you wheelie it and you buy one of my pumps.
Yeah.
Groms are meant for fun.
And don't
Yeah.
steal them because it makes the owners mad.
Tell Pete how to get the most power out of
Don't-
his Hunter Cup.
I was say, don't leave out the monkey love.
Because that's the
Yeah.
that's the thing, is a lot of the Cubs and the Monkeys and everything else are
use
all
that same
pretty much
engine.
the
It's all
the same
same
juju.
Yeah,
engine. So now you're, Grom Beardo aside,
What's
this is now a new market.
Oh, no, I got a good question for him. I'm sure that people that have these bikes would be concerned or curious. So somebody lucks their way into a 5-year-old Grom for like $800. Best deal ever,
Yeah,
right?
hell
You're
yeah.
super happy. They
I'll
got
buy
a
it.
5-year-old Grom. Right, yeah. And you're like, I just got a 5-year-old
Let's
Grom
go.
for $800. Okay, so now you've got your 5-year-old Grom for $800. What is the absolute best application of dollar signs to make that 5-year-old Grom as fast as it can go, as affordably as possible?
Everybody-
Like, where do you spend the money?
Everybody that owns one should put an exhaust on it,
Yep.
an intake, and a cam, and have the ECU reflashed. It makes it a totally rideable bike. You can commute with it then too. I've gone on the highway with that setup. It wasn't the smartest thing, but I was able to stay in the right lane and keep up with traffic.
So a dead stock Grom out of the box. Top speed.
Like 55, depending on the rider. Yeah.
Right. For me, 53.
Yeah.
52, right? Okay.
So here's a question: sprockets or pipe? Which one's better?
Pipe. Get rid
Yeah,
of
the
that fucking
exhaust.
exhaust.
Yeah, let it breathe.
No,
There
the
you go.
factory exhaust is like smaller than my pinky.
And it weighs a hell of
I
a
mean,
lot.
And it
hey, look, we are soft pitching you. Sell your stuff. Let's go.
Right. So now we have our $800 Grom, right? We got our $800 Grom, and we're gonna have a budget to throw down some money and make that thing just as awesome as it can be. What's it gonna cost us to do pipe, cam, ECU. I mean,
Yeah, if you do it all yourself, it's not a lot.
it's not. But the
And that's a
cam's the
Grom.
only thing that's hard.
Yeah, and then having to pay for the ECU reflash.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's better to just pay to send your ECU off and have somebody cook it?
Yeah, yeah. DHM Motoring. They sell my pumps too.
Oh, they do?
Yeah, they're.
And what's
they're
DHM
great.
charge to reflash a box?
I think it might be one. Trying to think of what their cost
It's like
is.
150.
Yeah.
Dude, that is cheapest chips.
Yeah.
In the motorcycle world, to have a fucking ECU reflashed, that is nothing.
No,
It's,
mine
you
was
know-
$375.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
mean-
that's
I mean-
still, toy money.
I love small. I mean, granted, we're all moped guys anyway.
Yeah,
Small displacement bikes and all the craziness that revolved around it. Because we've been doing Vespas for Phil and I have been doing Vespas for 30 fucking years, and the Groms have been the most customized vehicle I have seen for the past 25 years, short of the Ruckus. The Ruckus and the Grom have literally led the way of this whole new generation of customizing. Mm-hmm. And Phil is even stuck with this weird stretched out ass craze.
I'm going to die with that fucking bike.
Let's define something.
That bike is herpes.
Let's define something here, though.
Yeah.
A lot of the Grom stuff, no offense to the Grom stuff, but it's not really it's bolt-on stuff.
Right.
So
Yeah.
that's why so many
Yeah.
of them are done, because kid can go and just buy it and slap it on.
My buddy
Yeah.
Sam Locke is a
know?
British dude,
Yeah.
and he just calls it's like bolt-on naughty bits.
yeah, right.
Bolt-on naughty bits.
It's just bolt-on naughty
Yeah,
bits.
'cause
This
you talk
is
about
his whole
also-
solution. He's like, it doesn't make it go any faster,
Yeah.
but it's like the little Buick portholes that you buy at AutoZone.
The stick-ons, yeah.
The supercharger sticker. Bolt-on naughty bits.
I love.
I always like the
Nice.
vents that don't go anywhere.
vents that go
Just
nowhere.
on the, like
Non-
the MR2 vents on the side, on like
hell yeah.
but it's on like a Dodge fucking Caravan. With like
Oh, it's got the hood scoop. They bolted on the wrong way.
That's what I was going to say. The non-functional
the
hood
adhesive
scoop.
hood scoop.
yeah.
The adhesive ram
But I-
injection that's going the
you know,
wrong way.
'cause
As
as
much
much
as
as
Fast and the Furious, where did that scoop go to? It was on the hood. It just blew down into
There's,
what,
you know,
nothing.
There's nothing.
Yeah. All right.
So okay, so back to Grom. So back to Grom and the world of the shit that you do. You legitimately were like, Honda's reaction to blowing up motors from doing 12 o'clock wheelies was don't do 12 o'clock wheelies.
Yeah.
I mean, I've literally read the fucking Honda brochure that said it's not a fucking defect. The motor was not designed to be operating at 80 degrees above vertical, right?
Yeah.
And Honda was like, I'm going to reject every single warranty claim that comes in for motherfuckers that are just doing wheelies on the world's easiest to wheelie bike.
Mm-hmm.
True enough, right? You put your weight far enough back, you can wheelie a Grom by pure accident, right?
That's why you buy that ground for $500.
Exactly.
Slightly oil starved.
of all the bikes I've never owned, the Grom is one of the ones that I actually kind of regret not owning.
Oh man, we had a period of time at the shop where we were doing a Grom a week. So we were doing a Grom a week until we embraced the Benelli TNT 135, and then all the Grom boys were like, "No, fuck them, fuck them, fuck them. They got Benellis now, fuck them." And they were straight up. They weren't just butthurt, but they were like, "Here, man, no, they joined the dark side. Those guys, they're not real people anymore. They got Benellis. Fuck Benellis. Benellis are gay." And we got some hate, some strong hate from our Grom guys because we were putting together Groms for people.
Yeah.
And we were doing Grom stuff. But one of my guys on a Grom showed up on a Benelli, and I took it out for a rip, and I was like, it's faster and it fits my big ass.
Right.
I was like, well, this is fucking cool.
Because
I
it's
don't
like 1/3 the size bigger than a Grom.
It's just enough bigger that I can fit on it, and it's enough more horsepower. It's like 0.7 of a horsepower more, but that's just enough to
But-
be like.
I mean, the
cool,
reality
you know?
is everybody has to accept that we're polycurious on
Right.
everything.
Yeah,
We literally
we don't give a
are-
fuck
we're
about-
So
literally-
wait, but the Grom does 55 because me and Phil's fat ass next to each other on brand new TNT 135s.
They were lightly broken in for
Light-
like 3 minutes.
3 minutes. And then we were both doing like the surf pose, so we were laying on them
Yeah,
with
we were
our
laying
feet
on them.
behind us, and they hit 76.
No, they hit 75 indicated.
Indicated, and then like
Which
it would
I
red line at
which
76.
at 76 they would
So
red
like
line
it's
and
a
we'd
red
lose
letter.
200
Yeah.
RPM.
So it kept going back and forth. As soon as you hit 76, I'd be like 76. Oh,
It was like playing Price is Right. You wanted to go just as high but not go over.
Right.
So you'd be like, okay, I got this. I'm at 10,180 RPM.
yeah. So you had to start going like.
And as soon as you hit the rev limiter, you were fucked.
Yeah.
Because as soon as you hit the rev limiter, you lost 3 miles per hour and had to get it back.
Yeah.
And he and I were, and I mean, honestly, him and I are one grilled cheese sandwich between each other. And we are flat on these two bikes that came out of the crate exactly 17 minutes ago.
But I wonder what people saw.
What they
Like,
saw was the two slow.
fucking weird.
It was like two
motherfuckers
turtles
laying
drag
on
racing.
bikes. Like, look at these fucking. What the fuck are old people doing? Like,
Why are his feet behind him? Why does he have one hand on the handlebar and the other behind his back like he's fucking
back in
Raleigh
my
free?
day, we used to ride like this. Yeah.
Cannonball breaker over here. It was fucking dumb, but it was funny that we were like legit. We were legit like, dude, 75.
Yeah, that's
76. And I looked at my phone and I was like, and that's
68.
68. But it is 68.
Yeah, it is.
Which is like 16 more than a Grom.
Yeah.
So in the grand scheme of things, we're like, oh, it is actually faster than a Grom.
Yeah.
And like in places where they race Groms, they won't let Benellis race with them because the Benellis are a little bit faster.
Yeah.
Right.
Kids
So
in the neighborhood are still talking about the two old guys fucking the Benellis. Hey, two old guys were fucking those mini
They're like,
bikes at
Papa
60.
John's.
see
Papa
that?
John's did a whale. These two idiots were banging fucking TNT.
Could you imagine the cop investigating the scene of the crash, where there's one Benelli, there's one acid green Benelli on the left side of the freeway, there's one acid green Benelli on the right side of the freeway, and then there's one lady that pulled over and went, honestly, they hit each other. They
At
hit
about
each
68 miles an
They
hour.
hit each other at what I think was 35 because I was gaining on them in my smart car. Right. And that's what it is. It is the slowest drag race ever. And the problem with Sleepy and I is like nobody ever said, hey, we just put the first gallon of gas in these bikes that they've ever seen.
Yeah.
We literally drove them from my shop to the gas station on a whiff of gasoline, right? Like a whiff of gasoline. We stopped, we put gas in them. We immediately got on the freeway, and nobody had to say, BT dubs, this is a race. No. Because the second the light went green on the on-ramp, we were like, okay, rev limiter is shift light now, right? Yeah. And we just did bounce off the red limiter for all 5 gears.
Tolerances are good, man.
Again, I like to say we were work hardening those bikes.
Yeah, that's right.
Those cams were work
Hey,
hardening.
it's called a heat cycle for a reason.
It is called a heat cycle for a reason.
Did you change out that shipping oil?
Yeah, we did. Right out the breather tube. That was it. It's all gone.
They cooked like 2 whole pounds of chicken. They
So
like fried
bad.
it right there.
It was so bad. But the long and short of it is that these motorcycles are super fun because they're tiny. Absolutely. And a tiny bike, we all know, a slow bike going fast is better than a fast bike going slow. Like, that's part of our mantra. Like, we live that.
Like, if the kart track opens and I can make
Yeah.
my TNT 135 into an actual race bike for that, I will be hard pressed to take the big bike to the track.
100%.
That's how much fun the little
100%.
bikes are.
I would much rather show up on a race day with a Benelli TT 135, in the back of my truck,
Not
and
giving
2 or
a
3
shit
of them.
about it, because if I totally wreck it,
Yeah.
I can just get another one.
Well, Phil,
I'm sorry. We are sponsored by who? What tire company?
What?
Cordial. I don't know. What the fuck is a cordial
Shanky's
tire?
Whip.
Shanky's Whip.
I've never been able to keep one together long enough to need a new tire.
One of our customers does race his bike, right?
Yeah.
So one of his customers does race his TNT, and he goes, he had a really bad time, so he had a bad week, and he goes, well, I'm going for points, so I need another Benelli TNT 135, and I need it right quick in a hurry. And I was like, yeah, I got 6 of them in my showroom right now, $3,000. Take your pick. Like, show me $3,000 and take your pick. I don't care what color you take. Just take it and go have fun. He was like, seriously? I was like, yeah, dude, what's going on? He's like, well, that's pretty cool because I'm between races right now and I just happen to need a bike. Is it really just $3,000? I'm like, it is literally $3,000. Show up, brand new bike, warranty included, giddy up. And the guy showed up and he goes, it's $3,000. I said, it's $3,000. Buy the fucking bike. Disappear. God damn it. Quit talking. Buy the bike. Go away. do you want a temp tag? And he's like, of course I don't want a temp tag. Are you fucking kidding me? It's a track bike. So I said, well, you are racing this weekend. And this was Friday. And he goes, yeah. And I said, are you going to put your wheels off your race bike on this one? I don't have time. And I went, so you're going to go out and raw dog a set of Chinese OEM out of the crate cordials, which are like a copy of an IRC, which is a copy of a Michelin, right? It's a copy of a copy, basically. And he goes, it's what I got to do. He went out, he won, and he goes, I got to tell you, he goes, the fucking tires were great. And I said, those were the Chinese tires that come on the bike from the factory. Those are the I hate you tires. Those are the tires you're supposed to take off.
Maybe they just need some heat.
Like I said, how many heat cycles did they do? He goes, one. He goes, they got one heat cycle. They went from being on the back of my truck to on the racetrack. That was it. He goes, I said, did you put the tire warmers on them? He goes, why would I put the tire warmers on them? I'm going to throw these tires away. Yeah. And I said, so you just ran them to like make them go away. He goes, and I won. Yeah. And I was like, that's fucking hilarious. You shouldn't win a race on the tires that come out of the crate from the factory, especially if the tires are called cordial, which means like gracious and kind and like.
Wait.
Do they make slicks for
cordial?
Cordial. Hey, it's a cordial.
ground bikes?
Yes, of course.
Yeah,
cordial.
yeah.
130. Oh yeah, 130 70 by 12. They make everything.
Yeah.
What do you want? Yeah, I can give you grippy, sticky, sloppy slicks. Absolutely. They make all that good shit. Yeah. Oh yeah. Go out there.
I'll have to have
and you only need to buy half as much tire warmer.
Phil will totally give you this. Phil will totally give you
put my round twice.
double it.
Double up the heat.
Oh, that's a riot. Just loop them twice.
See, and that's why Johnny Mac's going to be the head of the race team because he has 150 like vintage generators.
Right.
So we can run each tire warmer on its own generator.
in series or parallel.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea. Oh, that's cool. So that that idea of you putting yourself in a position where you're catering to this adorable, very much beloved, cool bike that everybody loves. Honda never fucking hit a home run in the past 30 years the way they hit a home run with the Grom, Super Cub,
Ruckus.
Monkey, Ruckus, like the whole family of little Honda bikes.
Even the PCX has just been a freaking amazing.
Well,
bike.
and the other part is too is when they're on the rides and stuff and they get arrested, it's even more fun. Well, no, it's really fun because a lot of the kids will have like frog ears or things like that. So it's like you're seeing a bunch of little frogs and stuff.
It's like we're pulling over Antifa.
Yeah.
Right. These are an organized group of outlaws. Yeah. We're not organized. Fuck you. Prove we're organized. Right.
But it is kind of funny because it reminds me of the Keystone Cops. Like Groms would be like, you just need that music with like the things like.
It's the Benny Hill music, dude. It's the Benny Hill music. That's all it is. In fact, when you get on a Grom, your headset automatically plays the Benny Hill music. Yakety sax the whole way.
Yeah, yakety sax.
The problem I have with this entire thing is the fact that anarchists are not organized. That is the thing. You do not have a central organization.
The Russians
if you're
said
anarchists.
about when Pete and I were in the military. Yeah. The Russians said the most frustrating thing about the United States military's war doctrine and why that they couldn't predict how to fight us was because we were so inclined to just change things at a moment's notice. Yeah. That there was nothing that was set in stone and that we were extremely adaptable. And that the whole idea was that we did not actually, the individual soldiers themselves did not possess a war doctrine. They just did what worked.
Right.
And if you've ever met a Spec 4, ever, they will find you the shortest distance between 2 points. Like any Spec 4 ever is going to be like, we need to fix this problem. You call the Spec 4 and he's going to be like, we're done. It's fixed. I have extra parts left over and beer money.
Well...
And I only stole half the parts.
I mean, so that was the whole thing about, Bill Gates would hire the laziest person he could find because he would find the easiest point from A to B.
The Army's been doing that with Spec Force for about 50 years.
Because if you're a lazy person, fuck that shit. That's work.
The Spec 4 Mafia is a real thing. I was like,
How do I get from the point of being here and killing people?
Well, and also, like, what's the, if you want to know the efficacy of a military vehicle, it's how well can a Spec 4 sleep in it.
Yeah.
Like, if you're like, oh, we got this great new fighting vehicle.
E4 Mafia.
Yeah, E4 Mafia for sure. And that was always the joke. It'd be like, okay, well, whose shit is dialed in?
Right.
Well, you go in the motor pool and you see all these cold, wet, nasty tanks, and you see like one vehicle that's got like, it's dry. It's dry, and like the rain that's hitting it is like evaporating off instantly. That is a fucking tank full of Spec 4s that knows how to fix a heater. That is a fucking tank full of Spec 4s that stole all the parts for that heater. And then if you need your heat to work, go talk to those guys, because those guys will get your heat up and running in like no time flat. That is the secret of the military. That is purely the strategic acquisition and relocation of gear. You know, it is not stealing. It is just
You
the
just gave me
strategic
a new fear
moving
that I
of gear.
never knew about.
Yeah.
And that's the idea of being inside a tank with no heat. Like a fucking 3-inch thick, this fucking steel laying there.
I'm going to tell you,
fucking-
I spent a
oh.
lot of my life spending on a vehicle that if you touched it at one time of the year, you got burns on your hands. And if you touched it other times of the year, you stuck to it.
Oh, no,
It's the same vehicle.
Yeah.
Sometimes the same day. So fuck that.
Yeah.
Not fucking cool. Okay. So last week I brought by a little BMW G310 GS.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
Y'all got to give it a
Yeah.
ride, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
We
so
enjoyed
then,
it. It was a good bike.
yeah. So one of our friends from Santa Cruz, Jake 2.0.
Jake 2.0.
We all love Jake 2.0.
We love the Jake.
He sent me some pictures. And he sent me some pictures that can best be described as being like engine hate porn. Right? Where it's like a cam that's supposed to have like right edges, like 90-degree angles on it, are just like full of fucking dips and valleys and shit. And I'm convinced that some of these pictures he sent me were of cams that were made of cheese.
Oh, it was horrifying.
It's very scary.
like because we are in the spooky season. And so you were at home watching like Scream and Final Destination. What the fuck? Field artillery, you dumbass tanker.
He's a fucking redleg. Okay, so he knows about so the whole queen look one dat. I'm not a dat. I'm a C-dat. I'm computerized dumbass tanker. I'm a C-dat. And field artillery, queen of battle. I get the whole thing. Shot over, shot out. We understand. Okay, go ahead and put this picture up.
So we're in spooky season.
2,400 miles.
And now
that valve
this
took a
is horror
smooch.
porn.
2,400 miles.
Wait, wait, did something break and take the valve?
Hang on.
Or
Keep
the
it going.
valve shattered?
We're going there. We're going there. So what you're seeing is valves that are not valves anymore.
Yeah, especially that one. Is that the Rebel?
That one's a Gazinda and a Gazada.
Yeah. You're looking at a
Yeah.
That's the first ever Pac-Man valve.
yeah, two valve head.
That's compression release.
Correct. Valves that are no longer
It's
valving.
so easy to kickstart.
Turns right over.
It is so.
And
I mean, this is this kind of thing.
You showed me those photos. It was ridiculous. And this was Jake 2.0.
This is Jake 2.0. He's been working on some BMWs, and what it comes down to, and there's another one. I shudder to even send this picture to
I think
anybody.
there's even not a Facebook group, but like an actual website of people that are experiencing this shit.
Well, there is, and so in fact, we're gonna talk for a moment about that. And some people might say, like, "Oh, well, you guys are just being pissy little bitches, because if you make 1 million motorcycles and occasionally a cam takes a shit, it's just because the owner ran it too hard and didn't put any oil in it or whatever, and poor maintenance. And y'all just need to fucking man up and grab your titties and rock out the world and fucking quit being a bitch." But
You know what they did? They ran it up to 78 miles an hour.
Yeah. Well,
yeah,
so if you have ever owned a Bajaj 4-stroke, is the best way to say it, you understand that eventually things are going to break down because they are not made to do 60 miles an hour. They're made to do 35.
made to do 35 with a family of 4.
Yeah.
On bad condition roads
And-
on 81 octane gas for the rest of time.
And the reality is,
And they're good at that.
I own two-stroke G-Tacs. I have owned a number of 4-strokes.
Right.
They're amazing vehicles if you operate them at 35 miles an hour.
They'll do forever.
They will run forever.
forever.
They will get you 120 miles per gallon.
You're
But
not
if
gonna
you
have a problem.
do 60,
Yeah,
they will self-destruct.
probably. Yeah.
And so
they're not meant to do that.
The problem is the BMW 310s. Several years ago were amazing bikes. When they first came out, they first hit the markets, they were freaking incredible.
I watched them blow up. I mean, I'm just saying.
Well, no, let's go.
The KTMs were on one channel blowing up, and the Bajaj were on another. Or, I'm sorry, the BMWs were on another channel blowing up. So they were both blowing up. And the second time you put an 18-year-old or a 16-year-old on one and said, "This is the Cup Series, whatever the Cup Series might be."
When we test rode yours, didn't it hot seize for a second? I mean, it came
the
back.
KTM.
Oh, God.
We put Johnny Mac on it. It was like, one, please, one at a time, please. Right?
The light came on the dash.
Yeah, it was just like, as soon as he sat on the seat, it was like, oh, hold on. He sat on the seat. It changed the gear ratio. It was shit hot.
And it's not making fun of John. He's a big size. He's a normal big guy, but that bike is tiny. It's
that bike has passenger pegs.
Which is crazy.
But the problem is, when you're talking about an Indian market, Indians, the heaviest Indian, no, that's not fair.
The heaviest Indian family weighs one Johnny Mac.
Yeah,
Yes,
exactly.
That's fair to say. I do believe with that. Yeah, I don't have a problem with that. But what I absolutely, I'm going to go ahead and throw it up just because we're here now. Because we've achieved this point in the discussion where we can really, truly get into the pornography. So now that we're into the true pornography, Sleepy, I'm going to force you to pull this one up.
I got it.
You got it?
Yeah, look at that.
Okay, so this is the one Jake 2.0 is currently working on. Yep, those are the parts. So in the left side of the image is the top of El Pistone. And what you might see in the top of El Pistone is it looks like somebody fucking assassinated mafia style.
Yeah.
It looks like it took a 22 to the forehead. Yeah. Take the gun, leave the cannoli.
We said it the exact same.
This is a
time.
very fucking bad day for that piston, right?
Yeah.
But that piston is the result of about 93,000 over detonations. But no, what that hole is, and this is what's going to fuck your head up, is that hole is what was 75% of the fucking valve. So if you look over on the right, you're going to see the head. And the head has got 3 valves in their normal configuration and 1 valve that's just straight up 90 degrees akimbo, but the valve is missing the stem entirely. And to the best of my forensic ability, I think that the stem of the valve went through the top of the piston, which is some fucking Zapruder magic bullet shit, right?
Yeah, like
not since Lee Harvey Oswald has anybody fired a shot that was so magically placed. And also, the entire head area looks like a sex crime. Like everything in the area that head is a bad day. And this is because the cam on this motorcycle left the building and is no longer on the side of good. This is bullshit. And I have to think only one thing. This motorcycle is not from 1974 and it finally gave up the ghost. This is a motorcycle that is less than 5 Christian years old, right? This motorcycle has lived its life less than 10,000 miles. And I have a rule about modern vehicles. There's a reason we ride modern vehicles, because shit like this isn't supposed to happen anymore. Russia's not supposed to invade Ukraine. We've achieved a certain point in society where these things shouldn't be allowed to happen anymore, because we have computers, we have fuel injection, we have lambda sensors, we have timing adjustments, we have all kinds of things that we can do to literally put our thumb on the valve to not let the cocksucker blow up, with the addition of a computer to help make sure that that does its job right. Close the door, Tom, is what Sleepy's trying to say. There's extra sound coming from the toilet on our podcast.
But I want to...
Yeah, Sleepy's finger is not nearly loud enough. So, for Tom. So this picture right here, here's my issue, is in a modern motorcycle that has fuel injection and an ECU, should we ever see this?
No, that's fucking crazy.
It's fucking crazy, right? I'm not the only one in the room who thinks that's fucking crazy.
Well, I mean, it's not crazy if that was whatever, the scooter, the 250 scooter down the street that came from like the shop that is going to close in 2 weeks. This is supposedly BMW.
Right, exactly.
That's my point.
If this was a Fling Poo 250,
that's
you'd
what
be
we
like,
expect.
well, you paid $950
Right.
for it, you get what you pays for. But this is a Bavarian Motorwerk.
So that's the thing. Is
Bayerisch Motorwerk.
you're buying a
right?
BMW and you're getting
Bayern
fling
Motor-
poo problems. That's not cool.
This is terrifying.
Well,
Yeah.
so when I was at BMW Moto Welt 2 weeks ago,
right.
they did not have the 310.
No, they didn't.
They had every model of BMW except for the 310s.
And they also don't teach you about Dachau in their fucking history classes, right? Right? There's things they won't acknowledge.
Exactly.
And this motorcycle's probably one of them.
Right.
Right. I get that.
And years ago, I have seen 310s taken the most amazing abuse. But those were the old
Not this
ones, but not this one.
Not this one.
And if Jake 2.0 is checking in with the bad cam.
And that's sad because
That's not a bad cam, Tom.
Well, no, you showed me the bad cam earlier.
I saw it. I have a picture of the bad cam.
Right.
That's not the bad cam.
Yeah, the bad.
That's the bad everything.
The bad metallurgy.
yeah, that looks sloppy.
And this is not
Okay, so you may notice that there are places in this motorcycle that are empty that should be full, right? The holes used to have metal in them. So the metal that's in those holes is now gone somewhere. Where is it? So if you tell me,
Well, it just needs a new piston. It just needs some new valves.
great, where's the metal?
Just needs
Where
a new
is the
motor.
metal? Where did the metal go?
It's hidden. It's all in the bearings.
It's all in the bearings.
I take
Fair.
I take it at this point. This is the last BMW I tried to do a motor swap on was the 1000 RR, and the dude had blown up the 1000, and he was like, "All right, cool. I need a new one." He bought one off eBay, and sure enough, after I put the motor in, it was too bad. So this has become a BMW thing. Is maybe going to India is not a good idea for
Well,
your good bikes.
Yeah, and there's a picture. I just wanted to throw that picture up just because the
Johnny
folks
Mac
at
and
home.
his-
Johnny Mac couldn't be here tonight.
Easier.
So Johnny Mac couldn't be here tonight.
Speaking about where did the metal go?
Yeah.
Man, the other 30
You know-
guys
you know-
look so much worse, though.
He's got a sideways labia under his chin.
But this is supposed
He's got
to be
beef
so-
curtains.
But this is the thing. He told me he said, the soft palate surgery and the tonsillectomy were supposed to
If
be
you can look at this picture without
helpful.
looking up his nose, you're a better man than I am. But this is seriously, I mean, I feel terrible for John.
He looks like Bill Burr there a little bit.
Oh my God. Did you throw that picture up on the big screen yet for the guys at home?
No, I can't.
For the kids at home? Throw that up for the kids at home.
And
Johnny Mac.
as
There's
a
a bop. Oh, John.
but
You got to stay out of the bar fights.
from
buddy.
from a supportive standpoint, this is supposed to help him sleep better.
Right. Granted. Yeah.
So
I
this
wouldn't-
is not just Johnny
Here, we'll
Mac
let
decided
Johnny
to have
Mac's-
something weird.
No,
happen.
this isn't
This
cosmetic
literally
surgery.
is.
All right.
We're gonna let
Johnny
him
was
stay
having
with us.
trouble with sleep apnea.
We'll let him
and
stay
this
with
was-
us
yeah.
for the podcast. There, now John's with us.
Right.
Oh, no, now he's gone. Now
Oh,
the
sorry.
motor.
Wait,
Those
you
are,
got-
those are
no,
like
he's still
matching
there.
pictures.
That literally is well, no, it kind of is the same thing with the valves
so
being destroyed
big.
and Johnny
Oh,
Mac's
man.
throat being destroyed.
So much.
I've seen blown up heads on 310s that look better than that.
All right. So because we're shitting on BMW right now, and we're shitting on them.
I
Johnny
still
Mac.
love my
To be
BMW.
clear, I was shitting on Johnny.
Hey, you know what? John might like that shit, so you gotta
All right.
be careful.
So because I'm done shitting on them, I decided instead to shit on KTM for a moment.
Oh.
Because it
That's
proves.
easy.
I mean, we know KTM can fuck up on the 300cc motors, and we know that Honda CBR can fuck up the crankshaft on Thai motors. Those all fucked
Hey,
up
how are those crank bearings doing?
on the CBR 300s.
KTMs.
Well, so I'm glad you brought that up because you have to be a certain level of notorious to have somebody out in Computerland, spend the money to buy www.failedcams.com.
Wow.
We have a motorcycle shop here in Cleveland that I actually love called Santa's Motorcycle Supply. And I love Santa's Motorcycle Supply. But they pissed off the wrong guy about 15 years ago. And the wrong guy went out and bought santasmotorcyclesupply.com. because the people that run Santa's are not internet people; they're motorcycle people. And he bought it, and he made a one-man hate page of SantasMotorcycleSupply.com. It's pretty bad. Well, this is failedcams.com, and if you wonder why their font is big and only orange, it's because they have a single directive in life, and the point is that KTM has done its owners a disservice, and that they are helping you. They are literally helping you report your cam failure. So if your dealer is telling you that his lawyers have told you that that's not a us problem, that's a you problem, you're too hard on your bike. The computer has told us you do too many wheelies, that we're not going to honor your warranty. This is where you go to help. And it's because there is something like a 90% chance of failure if you own this motor, to the point where the new deal, and this image alone is just gross and disgusting. When I look at that image at 16,000 miles and I see the way those valleys have been ground into that cam, that tells me only one thing, that cam is made out of Velveeta. And in the case of the BMW, they said that it's the diamond-like coating on the followers that are failing and causing the cams to go away. Well, we've seen Kymco 500 motors that the cams became flats. The cams no longer had a rise to them. They were just
No more camming.
spindular, right? Yeah. And they were just spindular devices. They didn't cam anymore, right?
If you were
And it wasn't the DLC coating.
If you were building a vehicle, doesn't matter what it is,
Right.
Cursive
to
engaged.
survive what?
Cursive engaged.
To survive the warranty,
Right.
you have to build them to survive the warranty.
DLC's great. Diamond Light Coating's awesome. But Chevy found out you can't put it on leather. Right? Like, you have to put the Diamond Light coating on something that's hard enough to support the Diamond Light coating. And General Motors put Diamond Light coating on, like, Rockwell 220 steel, and all the Diamond Light coating just became an aggressive non-lubricant in the motor. Right?
As we have seen with the ABS pumps on certain vehicles lately,
True.
if someone is willing to put 100,000 miles on a vehicle within 2 years and it's still under warranty, you still have to cover the motherfucker.
Yeah. Oh, for real.
So get that shit
right.
a little bit better.
Tanuki.
Tanuki.
Drink Tanuki. Drink Tanuki. I did the whole. So just while you guys were paying attention to Aaron, we were trying to build when you were failing to pay attention to Aaron, you were slightly distracted by cocktailery that was happening in the background. So in our stupid mixology class we just had, we took Shanky's whip. I emptied like the last molecule out of 7 different bourbon bottles, and then threw some Angostura bitters in it. And then Tom went up and got me some
bullet
refrigerator hardened.
Cherries.
No, do not ever put Velvet Flarenum anywhere near bourbon. That is how you make enemies.
I was gonna say
you get rid of really good Flarenum because that's Maggie's Farm. That's really good Flarenum. And if Flarenum and bourbon are ever in the same cup together, all you do is that's bad.
Every time you say the word Flarenum, something happens.
Did you get your Flarenum pierced?
It's almost like moist. Yeah,
it was the 90s. I got my Flarenum pierced twice.
Dude, we were crazy in the 90s.
I was gonna say
I ran across the street and the piercing fell out of my Flarenum.
I was gonna say I had a rash on my Flarenum.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, Flarenum is only good in rum drinks. That's what it's meant for. That's what it's designed to do. It's designed to give you clove and ginger and all these good.
Scott Dennis actually brings up a very valid point. He says, yes, the North Star treatment.
Yes, the North Star treatment.
Because
that's
the North Star, Death Star,
the North Star, the Cadillac North Star engine is a great example of DLC.
But that's the thing, is that companies have to, because GM built this vehicle to be, if it lasted 30,000 miles or 5 years, it was good. But at 35,000 miles, it started smelling like waffles.
All right. So getting back to your 16,000 miles explosion there.
Yeah, boom.
So how many people have registered? Do they show the numbers or stats?
I don't know. That's a damn good question. I don't know, but it's a lot. It's so much, though, that KTM has said, in these remaining bikes that we absolutely must sell you, we are offering you an extended warranty when you buy a KTM product. Since we know there's a certain amount of duly earned fear, KTM has said we're going to give you an aggressive warranty. So we're going to give you like a Hyundai-esque like super warranty. I'm going to look it up real quick because I just don't remember off the top of my head.
Well, I mean,
it's big.
Think about it. Like, so the Moto Marinis come with a 3-year warranty, which is like a big deal. So most manufacturers have like one.
You ready?
Yeah.
KTM has introduced a new premium manufacturer's warranty. I love the title. The Premium Manufacturer's Warranty for certain new street and travel motorcycles, LC8 and LC8C engines from model year 23 onwards, meaning you're before that, you're fucked because your previous warranty already ran out. Extending the standard warranty for up to 4 years at no extra cost. To maintain this extended warranty, you must have periodic maintenance performed by an authorized KTM dealer, which keeps the coverage active for 12 months after each service. This new warranty is tied to the motorcycle, not the owner, and it can be transferred, but the terms may vary by region. So as long as you're willing to go to your KTM dealer and pay the $249 for an annual service or whatever it is, and I mean, your mileage may vary. I've heard wild things about people being charged ridiculous service. At our shop, it's about $249. But then you're going to get, as long as you do that once a year, you're going to get 4 years of warranty on top of your manufacturer's 1 year warranty. Right? So you get 1 year on the company and then get your service done at your KTM dealer every year, spend the $250 or whatever it is, and you'll then extend that warranty a year at a time up to 4 more years.
I mean, it doesn't sound bad, right?
It sounds really fucking bad if your motor goes away. And here's why it sounds really fucking bad if your motor goes away. Hold on. I'm going to get to this, Tom.
Yeah.
I'm going to get through this point. As I'm going to give you some insider baseball. Right? So you guys are sitting at home. You're like, well, my motor blew up, but my dealership put a brand new motor in for me, so everything's okay. It's not fucking okay. Okay? What God hath assembled, let no man reassemble. You are making a giant assumption that your dealer can take a blown up motor that has experienced a life-changing injury with heat and fire and sparks and metal and clean all that bullshit out and put it together with the least number of parts available through the warranty claims process that they could possibly give you, and put that thing back together in the 4 hours that they're going to pay you to do it. And you know it takes 8. So the guys are going to be grumpy the entire fucking time. And they're going to put it together, and they're going to use various forms of Permatex seasoning on the various mating services.
Fucking curse?
And they're going to put it back together, and they're going to put the thing back together, and they're going to be angry the entire time they do it, because at the shop we charge $120 an hour, but KTM only pays $90 an hour for labor rates, and they're only going to pay us half as many hours. So we're bitter, because I could be changing oil on a fucking Yamaha Zuma and making more money than doing your motor rebuild on your KTM right now.
So they wouldn't send a new motor; they would just send the parts.
You got it.
Oh, dude,
Hey,
yeah,
hey,
I thought they would.
Hey,
design a
Sleepy,
motor.
Sleepy. Kimco
We're gonna do
does
the absolute
not.
minimum.
Kimco does not sell you whole motors.
Better yet, KTM does not sell you or have a part number for a complete head.
Yep.
You need to buy that bitch a la carte.
Assemble.
Okay?
Dude.
So every time you see a head that looks like that, like an extra from the Aliens movie, you got to understand that's 29 part numbers. And they got to have them all at the same time. Otherwise, you can't do the job.
And
So
now,
you might be waiting 7 or 8 weeks. Do you remember
Not-
the guy we talked about in the first part of our podcast? That customer who was super duper salty at you because the work that you were doing on his bike for free was taking too long? Remember that guy?
not
Yeah.
only
Now
that,
you're going to put it all together again. Now, how many heat cycles do you do, Sleepy, before you retorque the head?
Well, about 3, and usually 3.
Okay, that's good. I like that number. You can work for my shop anytime you like. Now you're John Q. Consumer. I've just had your bike in my fucking service department for like 18 weeks while I was waiting for all the parts to show up and the wind to blow the right way to get your shit up on the lift and get it done. Right. Now I'm going to tell you the following thing. Sleepy, if you want this motor to be any good whatsoever, if you want a fucking shadow's chance in hell of this motor being watertight for the rest of its life, I need you to go out and do 3 to 5 fucking heat cycles on this bitch and bring it back.
Right.
Do you know what percentage of customers will actually bring it back?
0.
That's right. Chris, what do we call that?
Squatouche.
Exactly.
I-
That's on the T-shirt.
I'm going to preempt that entire conversation because when you order the parts, if it is an A, B, or C, and you won't know until you pull it apart.
Moto Guzzi goes up to E.
Exactly.
There's 5.
Exactly.
Okay? But then here's the really fucking sad part, is even if you do all that right, and I've been there,
Yeah.
and I've done it, and if you do all of that right, guess what happened to the barrel of that motor before it came into you? It got super hot super fast, and it got super cold again. If you think that the lifespan and experience of those metal parts is all even like it was when it left the factory. So when you start life and you got a motorcycle that's got 5,000 miles on it, every single part of that motor has been heat stressed the same way for 5,000 miles. But now we're going to add a whole bunch of parts that have 0 heat cycles on them to a whole bunch of parts that have a shit ton of heat cycles on them. And if you think that's watertight as a frog's ass, you don't know nothing about amphibians, because that thing is going to leak like a sieve from the day you put it together.
Well, and all the imperfections of the original stuff that went together
Yep.
all ground together
yeah.
in a way, and
Yeah.
now you're sticking
So
a
guess
whole new-
what? Bad news, folks. That shop that just did you the hardest job that they're ever going to fucking do and lost money in 18 weirdly sexual ways they're never going to want to recreate ever is going to be looking at you going, yeah, dude, it fucking failed again. Why? Because we never had a chance. You never had a chance. I don't care if you are Johnny Motor Builder, God's gift to motor builders. About 50% of the time when you rebuild an engine and you rebuild, half of the parts are from the pre-blown up motor and half of the parts are from the new boxes. That bitch is not watertight.
when I put
It's leaky head gaskets from day one.
There is a particular bike in the back of the shop. I have put 2 top ends on it. It still has a puddle of water below it.
Yeah.
And I can't. I have followed Piaggio's rules,
That what the factory has fucking
Exactly.
assembled, let no man disassemble.
and it's
Right?
getting it next. As soon as we get a good solid, nothing going on, it's getting a 300 motor that's sitting right next to it.
And should that motor have been anything other than my motor,
Yeah.
meaning a bike I bought,
yeah.
to save face on,
Yeah.
you know what? I can't fix your problem, so here's money, go away,
Yeah.
right? Because sometimes that's the best solution.
Well, and the other hand, this is also getting the gold rims and the Burt Reynolds Firebird across the front. But this is down
okay,
the road.
but before you can customize it, it has to last for 26 minutes and
Right.
hold its fluids.
Exactly.
Right? And it doesn't do that yet.
Right.
So this is my point. When somebody says, it's okay, they covered it under warranty. Congratulations. You are literally 2 heat cycles away from leaking
Yep.
everything out in the contents of your garage floor. I have seen motors rebuilt by the greatest motor builders on the planet that pop their cork the first time it gets to 75 miles an hour.
I put shit together, and 2 weeks later, she's calling you up and going, "Hey, there's gas on my floor."
Yeah. Yeah. This is motorcycle engines.
Yeah.
This is a lot of fast moving parts, a lot of heat cycles, and this part of the motor over here is 248 degrees, and this part of the motor over here is 650 degrees. And do you know what you have in between? The world's weirdest thunderstorm. Right? Yeah, I watch the Nature Channel. I know that right in that middle area is a vortex of fucking weird shit. And that is a thing that happens every time you start an internal combustion engine and take it through a heat cycle. It's fucking bonkers, cuckoo, go nuts.
My Royal Alloy keeps overheating.
Yes, your Royal. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Because non-homogeneous metals are a bitch, right? That's exactly it. Because as McDonald's found out with the McDLT in the 80s, the hot stays hot and the cool stays cool, right? That is a thing. And they thought it was going to be great. We're going to make
That,
a
folks, is a
bifurcated
reference.
Yeah. We're going to make a bifurcated styrofoam box. It's going to solve all your problems. It's going to make a McDonald's burger taste good. Turns out, didn't. Massive fail. Go back to the caramel empanada.
No, people were like, "Wait a minute, you gotta assemble it. I don't know what to do with this."
I didn't come with instructions, man. What do I do with the box?
And I'm
Oh, the
not
pancake
joking.
box really fucked with McDonald's people. All right. So we had I was going to say we deviated from the fucking show notes, but we recently put a 28 millimeter carburetor on a Janus motorcycle.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, right on
This
it.
is fucking hilarious. So for those of you in the audience who may have seen, like, I don't know, like a chat or something about, like, if you want your motorcycle to go faster, the first thing we recommend is a larger carburetor, except when we recommend a smaller one. So this is one of those instances where all the problems are solved by getting a smaller carburetor, right? So what we have there is the bike came out of the factory with a 30 millimeter stamped by Kian.
It really is.
It's literally stamped by Kian.
It has.
It's got the Kian lightning bolt on it and everything.
Silk screen.
It says
Kian numbers
on it. And it's a PZ30.
Yep.
So it's a PZ30 carburetor that comes from Janus Motorcycles on your Janus 250 Halcyon motorcycle. And it is a very workmanlike carburetor that somehow manages to eke its way through emissions, not having any water cooling or fuel injection or catastrophic converters in the tailpipe, right? It does work. However, work is a very loose term, meaning that you will eventually arrive at your destination as you're rambling around on your Janus motorcycle. It turns out if you want to make that motorcycle really sing, what you have to do is take 3 steps back into the cheap seats. And by that, I mean go on Amazon and order a much shittier carburetor. That's right. I said order a much shittier carburetor. Step away from the actual name brand Kian carburetor. No, sir, that's not what you want. You want the Fling Poo 500. You want the true Nibby.
I don't know if the
Nibby.
I don't know if the Nibby is really a
Nibby.
They're pretty good, man.
It's called a Nibby.
That was a solid carb.
If that name is on anything other than baby bottle nipples, I don't want to know about it. It's called a Nibby, motherfucker.
I know, but I first heard about it like 15 years ago, and it's still going.
That was legit a carbon copy VM28. It was a carbon copy round slide Mikuni.
But they didn't suck, though, and they were consistent. So people have been using them on shit forever.
And
like they were
this
affordable.
Is that whole thing is if we send it to China and China goes, okay, we can do that.
I mean, in my world, Mikuni is a word that garners a certain amount of respect.
This is a VM28.
Electron is a word that garners a certain amount
Always
of
wanted to try one of those.
Right?
Always wanted to try
I had a DR650 Electron on it. Awesome. That's great.
I love the
where power
Amals,
goes.
but the reality is Amals suck ass.
Again, but even an Amal carb is still a thing, right?
Did someone say Bing?
Did somebody say Bing? Damn straight. And again, I had a number of Bings I wouldn't kick out of bed, right? That's fine. But Nibby, on the other hand.
Take them 2 at a time.
She had a great pair of Bings on her. A great pair of Bings on her.
Show me that veteran motorbikes.
Yeah, but the Nibby is one of those things that it is straight ahead and not dicking around. Like, if you're gonna have to like invest $75 whole to solve a week's worth of tuning problems.
Yep.
We get guys throwing fucking wrenches, throwing jets, throwing problems at these carburetors. And then we're like, yeah, the solution is open box install carb. Yep. Raise needle 1 point. Raise needle 1 click. How did you know that? Because fucking that's what we do. Well, for which bike? All the bikes.
All of them.
All of them.
It's in the KLR world, that is the 10-cent mod.
It is the 10-cent mod. It is literally 2 washers.
My buddy has a 10-cent mod. Because
what Tom's talking
it
about
has the pipe.
Is some carburetors are so cheap that the needle on the fucker doesn't even have slots to raise the C-clip. So when the bastards are too cheap to even give you a fucking needle that has slots on it, so you can choose one of 4 settings for how high you put the actual main jet needle. What lets the fun juice go into the main jet. And they're like, no, you don't need that. It only needs 1 position. And we put a piece of lead where the air fuel mixture screw used to be because fuck you, right? But you can fix that by putting on literally
turn. Are you dumb?
2 or 3 tiny 3mm washers, right? And that's like 1/8 of an inch if you're English, right? And you can buy these at your local Home Desperate store, and you can put them under your needle on your main jet, and that will raise your needle up a tiny bit, and all of a sudden your bike will be like, wow, holy shit, I like to party.
You know what? What's funny is so when my Buscadero came in, it came with instructions because it's assembled and tuned in Utah. So it said to lower it.
It's Mormon.
So
It likes more men.
Yeah, but so I lowered per their instructions. It said if you're in Ohio near things, so I lowered it, and it ran great, but it bogged, right?
Right, flat spot,
But
just
then
over
we
rich.
fucking at Mid Ohio this
Right.
year, we popped it back up
Right.
one, and it boom, right,
Perfect on the money. On the money.
Yeah.
Yeah, you must be at least this close to sea level.
Yeah.
Right. Because that's all it does. That's all those things do is like the more you raise and lower your needle is literally just compensating for the ambient fucking air pressure.
Right.
What's going
it
around
came from
you, right?
Utah, so it's decaffeinated. Had to recaffeinate it.
Look, I made the Mormon joke.
It just had special underwear. That's all. But I do love that we put the nibby on, and the nibby comes out of the box with three different main jets
3 jets
and one starter jet.
One starter jet.
One starter jet. So it literally shows up being like, okay, like we have options, right? There's a bit of a kerfuffle regarding the throttle cable, but if you're smart, you can fix that.
Well-
Like, you can go to a website that is just Janus related and spend a couple of $50, and they'll send you the right throttle cable and everything else. But it's not nothing you can't get your head around if you're the least bit creative, right? You know, we understand that one of them has an accelerator pump and the other one does not. Right? That's what you're dealing with. The good news, though, is on the Nibby carburetor, it doesn't have the very, very confusing choke assembly that the Januses come with from the factory, which is choke goes up. Right, like you know, choke up on the bat kind of thing. So you're moving the lever upwards to activate the choke and downwards to deactivate the choke, and that doesn't wash with anybody because we're all used to plunger carbs. And the Nibby comes with a plunger choke. It's like so fucking smart. So our customer that we sent out, he brought his bike and he's like, will not idle, will not start except for a warm day. And we crucify a chicken in the backyard before we try to start it and all this other stuff. And meanwhile, I was like, well, I literally looked at the carb and I looked at the bike and I was like, you know what? I'm going to give Tom a day off on this one. I'm just going to order a carb. So I straight up ordered a carb. And then Tom had to order the intake because the intake is a sheep castration device that basically has a Gazinda and a Gazauda are not the same size. So it's a reducer cone. It goes from 50 millimeters down to 45 millimeters or something like that. And it's just a piece of silicone that's bigger on one end than it is on the other end. It's a cock ring. So, you know, some of you will know that item. Some of you won't. You need to live a more adventurous life. Your wife will thank you. So he bought that for $11, right? So he bought that on his own out of $11. We put that thing on. It drives awesome.
Yeah.
It is such a better bike. Chris is so sick with us. He's like, I'm at stage 5, bitches.
Yeah.
Chris is like, stage 5.
Chris is like, I've taken it to 730 cc.
But for the home gamer, the takeaway is that sometimes the bike that you bought, the carb that they put on it was a concession. They had to it was a balancing act.
Everything has to meet DOT and EPA. Yeah. And EPA does have... I am surprised that the Janus doesn't have a CVT carb because CVT is how you pass...
well, it's a guarantee.
Audible.
So doing a vacuum-operated carburetor, CVT, we just call it CV.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's no transmission.
Right.
So we'll just do that just to help the people at home.
Look, I've had a little bit of shankies.
So,
dude, you've been cursive for 45 years.
Yes.
So, like, it is funny that because most of the time, the solution to anything is make it vacuum.
Right.
Right? Because then it can't accidentally overgas it, right? Like, oh, you throttled it up really hard, but atmospheric pressure is going to still keep you in check. It's nice to see that. It's funny, though, that going from a 30 to a 28 is like a wake-up call for that motor.
Yeah.
And it is so much better. Well, the hilarious thing is he picked the bike up yesterday, even though I wasn't done with the invoice yet. Strange flex, but I approve. We know where he lives, right? But he did. He picked the bike up. He just had surgery. And I was like, no rush. Just take care. Heal. You need knee replacement surgery. Just take your time off. No, he shows up, picks his bike up. He's like fresh off knee replacement surgery. And the voicemail this morning was like, I don't know what you did to my bike, but it's a totally new bike and I love it. It's awesome. It's great. It's the best thing ever. And I was like, yeah, it's like legit fun now, right? Like it did change the whole thing. And if you ride Chris's bike and then you ride any other Janus, they are not the same. Like Chris's bike is legit. It moves out. It boogies. Like, it gets to the point going fast enough where you're like, this might be going too fast. You know, it's like, I think I may need to consider rear suspension at this point. It's fun to have like a rigid and everything else, but
You don't feel it though.
no.
It's his, well, but then he fessed up though. He bought a Sergeant seat.
Yeah. No, he's got, if you look at his seat and then you ride the bike that was in my shop,
Yeah.
no, those are not even, they've never met in a dark alley.
Yeah, because I mean, I didn't even notice.
His seat is a delightful place to be.
It's insane.
But the reason he bought it is because the original seat that came on that thing is a vindictive, cruel, heartless bitch. How did you like the first seat?
I traded it in a different one.
When you got home.
Yeah. I mean, it was hard
As
as hell.
soon as you got home from Indiana.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think you kept it very long.
So they had the original. They had a wide line.
Right.
And so I got the wide line. I rode that for a while, and
Yeah.
then they had the Sergeant. So
Right.
I upgraded to the Sergeant.
The factory seat that's on the bike that I've been riding around, the sidecar rig, is not a wide line seat. It's a seat.
Yeah.
It's the Janus seat. It's the Sitzplatz. It's the place you put. It's the Unteraschen. It's the Unteraschen, and that seat makes you realize how rigid is. And then I went to the bike, and I had only about 26 psi in the back tire, and I dropped it down to 20 because I was like, this is just unsafe. So I put it to 20 and then rode it home again, rode it one more time at 20 psi in the back tire, and then pronounced it. Well, now it went from being at least more of the time the bike spent on the ground than in the air, which is cool. The rubber parts were actually touching the ground, but my ass had now entered a whole new level of like, just fuck you. And I would scooch forward on the seat to save my ass from the seat, and then my testicles would hit the asymmetrical, testicle basher that is the gas tank. And since you are reaching a wee bit forward to get to the handlebars on that particular bike, it makes the nut smasheroni real. And so whatever you spent on that Sergeant seat, I've ridden that bike, is fucking money well spent.
yeah, it's comfortable.
It's
man.
comfy. Yeah, that solves all the problems. Like, the joke was like a John Deere tractor had not one molecule of padding on it. It was just a big metal bucket with holes in it.
Just paint it leather brown.
But dude,
The thickness of the paint is there for you.
but that bike, the way Chris has it set up
Yeah.
and how it's running and stuff,
Totally great.
in that park.
Yeah.
Is the I could have gone for like 150
it
miles
wouldn't
on
have
that
been
fucking
an issue,
thing.
right?
It's fun.
It's a very rideable bike. Like,
Yeah.
it's a very rideable
and it's
bike.
fun in the twisties.
Yeah.
Like you can't actually. I mean, you gotta because like the inputs, you're so smooth. Like you have to be smooth because the bars are so wide.
Yeah.
But it's
You are literally using a broom handle
yeah.
to steer like a stand-up, like a lime wire scooter, like a lime scooter or something.
Yeah.
You have way too much control in this thing.
Yeah.
So, Cinch, how was it on the groove pavement and the expansion joint?
He
I
died.
didn't even notice
He did.
it, man.
He died.
I really
I
didn't
saw the
notice
video. Just laid out. Yeah,
was
ripped his
funny.
jeans out and everything.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, it's funny. It's funny when you have a small motor like that. What one little change, like one little tiny change, that's something for $75, and like if it takes you 12 minutes to install it, you're doing something wrong.
But you know what? I mean, like it's cool to see that like they were honest. Like they found a motor that actually like he's got 8,000 miles on
Yeah.
his, and then like he's done all this work. So it's not even a stock motor;
No.
it's a juiced motor
Yeah.
with all this different stuff, and it's still rolling and doing its
it's
thing.
doing
and-
its thing.
Yeah, so
It's
pretty
funny.
cool.
So it's going to be at the Crawford Museum this winter on display.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
spoke
Dan
to
Davis
Are you
set you
gonna
up.
spit shine it?
We're going to do something.
I
We're going
think
to
that's
clean it
cool.
up. But yeah. So
Oh, that's all
It'll
right,
be over
man.
there. And then Dan wants Grant and Richard to come into Cleveland in February to talk about the bike out over there at Crawford. So
Really?
we got to get everybody
that'd
pumped
be
up
nice.
for that.
Oh,
And
hell yeah, we do.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
so-
fucking cool.
Great
So
idea.
that's in the offing.
Oh, that's kind of fun.
Yeah.
That'll be a fun thing. I like those guys.
So we'll keep you posted.
Oh, that's cool. I like that. Yeah, and maybe we'll rig it out so we can get the sidecar rig out there and all kinds of cool shit. Yeah, it's funny because he's like our customer that has a sidecar rig in the Halcyon 250. He's got two different Jani, and he's been through all kinds of Harleys and everything else. Got a couple of Vespas from us, and he's like, yeah, I just never thought that. And he's a very like straight ahead kind of guy. You're like, I just never thought anybody'd be like interested in these things. I was like, you bought two of them. I'm like, you literally bought two of them. Did you think that you were the only person that keyed in on that? He goes, man, every time I drive them anywhere, people lose their minds. And I was like, yeah, no shit. Yeah. Guess what? Yeah, it is literally the definition of that motorcycle is people lose their fucking minds. Yeah. Yeah, it is all about like, yeah.
When I was riding Chris's, there was a hot rod show going on, which I got them all excited about it. And then when we got there, they were gone because, hot rod guys are like, oh, 11 to 12, 12 o'clock, they're gone.
Oh, I was going to say they showed up at 7.
Yeah.
They started cleaning cars at 7.
But while I was rolling through, there was like all these cars everywhere, and there was all these people lined up in chairs watching the cars.
Oh yeah, you got that.
And like I was watching ahead of me, like it'd be like a Harley would go by or something like that. No heads give a fuck, right? I
Janice
came on
goes by.
Chris's bike,
Standing ovation.
I'm looking like that, and people are like, you can see their necks break. They're like, "What the fuck is that?" Like that. It was kind of
Martha, it's a 21 Excelsior Henderson. I know it by the sound.
I think I owned it.
Yeah, my cousin Jimmy bought that bike right after the big one.
Yeah, pretty much. It was interesting to see.
Oh, it's so bad. Oh shit. Again, here we are. So I spent, to give you a little bit insight in my life, some of you that know me well enough know that I happen to have a Harley-Davidson Road King. And it happens to be a police model Harley-Davidson Road King. And since I've owned this bike, the bane of my existence have been what they call the pursuit lights. So Harley-Davidson has the big headlight in the middle. That's the spicy one that looks down the road and everything else. But then it has the 2 other lights. And if you know about Harleys, you'll know that Harley-Davidson for a while did a thing where like you could have the headlight on, or you could have the pursuit lights on, but you couldn't have them all on because the voltage regulator couldn't possibly sustain that much fucking wattage. And I happen to have one of the ones where like you can have the pursuit lights on because it's a police bike, and you can have the main headlight on, whether you choose to be high beam or low beam or anything in between. But when I bought this motorcycle, the left light was red and the right light was blue. And it turns out the local constabulary has a serious issue with me having
Frown upon that.
a motorcycle that not only makes really exciting noises, but also produces discotheque lighting. And I've kept the loud, interesting noises on my motorcycle, but I decided to get rid of the obvious red and blue lights because I don't want to draw that much attention to me. So I found some really sexy LED lamps that are amber colored, orange as I like to say, and I put them on. Since I've installed them, for not one day in a row have they ever been pointing the right direction. Harley-Davidson has designed a mounting system for their pursuit lights, their highway lights, that is unique and different and special unto itself. And I'm going to remind you that for about 100 years, they've been putting these exact same 4-inch spotlights on John Deere tractors on planet Earth. And that these lights have been something that farmers have used to illuminate, nighttime sheavery and crop dusting and whatever they're doing.
Sheavery.
Right? It's a free one from your Unky Phil.
Spoken like a true farmer.
So so as we are in the world of motorcycles, we would expect that something that's been around for over a century might go in vaguely the same direction where you point it. And yet every time I ride this bike, cocksuckers are coming at me the other direction, flashing me every known of finger and high beam and whatever else they've got to remind me that their fucking, the back parts of their fucking retina are destroyed from my excessive use of LED. And these weren't expensive. So I have had to acquaint myself with aiming them. It turns out that Harley-Davidson does sell a tool for this. It's because in the interest of laziness, the hose that provides the electricity to the bottom of the bulb, that hose that goes up into the middle of the fixture goes through the middle of the bolt. Now, for those of you not informed with the electrical arts, bolts tend to be stationary and nuts tend to spin around them, right? But wires can only spin about 5 or 6 times before they short out directly to the nearest metal thing next to them and leak all the electrons into the chassis of the vehicle, shorting out the lithium battery and causing a fire that can't be beat. So what happened was I put these 2 amber bulbs into my devices and I tightened everything as the way it should and got them aimed right. But a Harley-Davidson shakes with the ferocity of 7 out of
Dog shit
sequence.
in a bone.
Yeah, it is really bad. It's like Maytag washers with boots thrown in them. It's just like fireman washer sale. It's bad. And long and short of it is, as soon as I tighten them down, they loosen up again. So I consult my local Harley-Davidson manual and tech book, and they sell the $39 socket that is a 7/8 inches, of course, because we're not dealing with, those fucking pansies over in metric land. This is America, my God damn it. And so we have 7/8 inch socket that somebody has taken a fucking die grinder to the side of and alleviated the whole side of the socket so as the hose with the electricity can go up the middle of it. Well, this is a pretty good idea, but it gives you about 1/4 of a turn before the hole in the socket starts to impinge upon the electricity. So I didn't want to buy one of those, so I made one myself out of the grinder that Tom has in the back on the workbench.
Sounds an awful lot like a oxygen sensor socket.
Yeah, it worked really good. So I made an awesome one. I made a really, really good one, and I chamfered the edges down so it wouldn't cut through the hose and all that kind of good shit. And I was pretty happy with it. And I didn't use an 8-point socket. I used a more point socket because I wanted the better chance of hitting the edges of the bolt, and I wanted a thinner sidewall because it is going into a reduced access area. That may have been a problem on my point because it turns out that you can only actually get a biting surface on this about 10% of the time that you insert it and try to turn it. The rest of the time it just spins freely, basically. Long and short of it is, fuck Harley Davidson. I hate this system. This is terrible. Why couldn't you just have a wire coming out of the goddamn fixture the way that they do on John Deere tractors and then just have a bolt that doesn't have to have a wire going through it? It would be fine. Nobody would care. There's enough other stupid shit to look at on a Harley Davidson motorcycle that one wire coming up from the bottom is going to bother anybody. And the wire's still there anyway when you're done with the job. The wire's still going out of the bottom of the goddamn thing instead of out of the back of the goddamn thing. So if anybody's come up with a better solution to these fucking lights on the bottom of a Harley Davidson, everybody thinks are so sexy.
Write it on the back of a Shanky's bottle.
Back of a Shanky's bottle and send it to motorcyclesandmisfits.com because fuck these things. I'm seriously at the end of my fucking rope on this stupid thing. Half the time when I get home, I pull into my garage and the roof of my garage is now illuminated in bright orange. And I got 400 other angry motorists at me because the other one is pointed right in their eyeballs. This is some bullshit. Why they can't, and I've had fog lights on 75 other motorcycles that you can adjust for elevation, windage, azimuth, curvature of the earth, whatever you want. I got Cree lights, I got Clearwater lights, I got all kinds of cool shit that you can aim and target and fixate to light up just a perfect spot of the road 200 feet in front and slightly off into the ditch so you don't hit the deer. These bitches won't hold a fucking tangent to save their lives, and I've dripped all kinds of fucking Loctite into them. They're just crap. So if somebody has a solution, and I'm not talking about like, they've always been fine on my bike. Go fuck your hat. I don't want to hear about that. I have a problem. I need a solution. I don't need mine are okay. Nobody cares about yours that are okay. Mine are a problem. And these aren't the first ones, I must add. This is like my 4th Road King, and they're always a problem. I've had a Softail. Heritage is the same thing. You get off the ride and it looks like some fucking stripper's tits. They're just way excited to be there. And there's one up high and left and one low and to the right. It's not great. It's not cool. Harley's got to figure that shit out. But if you've figured it out, let me know. Because I really want to fix it. Because I can't handle the embarrassment anymore going down the road. People aren't giving me the thumbs up anymore. They're giving me the straight up middle finger. So it's cool. Anybody got anything else?
No.
Oh, but I applaud your tenacity on that. You're very passionate about that.
Look, I would have rode the thing tonight just to prove my fucking point. But the point is I'm too embarrassed to take it out of the garage anymore. Right. Yeah, that's exactly it. Anybody got a joke or anything cool? Okay.
Smith?
All right, that's fine. He says he's not prepared.
No.
So remember, folks, thanks to Aaron, by the way.
Oh, thank you guys.
Thanks for coming out. It's super cool having you here. Ride fast, take chances, play us out here, Johnny Mac.
Oh.
Eject, get us out of here, sleepy.